all girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer.
Yeah.
No champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer. No
Yeah,
champagne
baby.
or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer.
Hello.
Hi.
I have no idea what's going on here. It's going
It
to be one of those nights, apparently. Can y'all hear me? Am I coming through?
Yeah. It seems like your
Sometimes.
signal has a stutter.
Can you hear me?
You're in slow motion. You got the pause and effect going on.
It's all for the dramatics.
Yeah.
Well, Todd, you're coming through super clear, just so you know.
Oh my God.
Roger,
Let's see here. Yeah. God dang it.
Oh, look at him censoring himself, too. Too early in the night for real swears.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pre-10 o'clock, so.
How are you, sweetie?
Doing all right. How about you?
Thirsty.
Feel better and stuff now?
At the moment.
That's good. Yeah, me too.
Oh, were you not well?
Oh, no, I'm thirsty.
Oh.
I was saying, yeah, me too.
Well, I don't think he'd mind if we should just go ahead.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Might as well. Looks like we've got a minute.
Checked out to log back on, I guess.
Probably.
I mean, we can wait if you want. It's up to you. I don't care.
Heck. Go ahead.
How'd you manage to be off tonight? They let you out. Well, I know you said Thursdays you were always trying to be off anyway, but
I'm actually off work on medical leave for the foreseeable future, so
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why when you asked how I was doing, I'm like,
gotcha.
I'm okay right now. So
hopefully better then. All right, I'll start off then. I'm drinking one from Hoosier Brewing Company, which is about 10-15 miles south of Indy. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. Now you got lights and everything.
Fucking system is just messing up. Yeah. It's just one of those nights, apparently. Good thing we're drinking. Good thing, because I don't really want to break a computer tonight, but I will.
Go straight into the hard stuff.
Welcome, everyone. Apparently, we're now up. I mean, I know Todd and Mal kept you entertained, which is another good reason to have more than one host, because if one host is down, you got two other ones in there kind of helping out. So happy Thursday. Yeah, safety net. So it's been a couple weeks, but glad to be back. As I'm running around, Mal, you feeling better?
right now I'm good.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Todd, you feeling good?
I'm feeling great. Almost the weekend, so I'm 1 week closer to being on vacation. So
not just the weekend, college football kickoff weekend.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a big weekend. That's reason alone to start drinking, right? So
week 0, whatever that means, but week
0. Florida State and Boston College in Dublin at that.
Oh, are they? Okay, I didn't realize that they were playing.
12 o'clock Saturday to kick it off. So
Nice.
I mean, no, who did I say? Florida State, Georgia Tech. Who did I say? That might have said Notre Dame.
Boston College, I think you said.
Boston College. One of the other Irish schools. But no, it's not an Irish school. It's actually Georgia Tech. So, which the whole Dublin thing, the Dublin throws me off. Like, that should be an Irish school if you're in Dublin. I mean.
It's close enough, right?
Yellow Jackets. Yeah, that's Irish. Anyway. that kicks off at noon on Saturday. But we're not here just to talk about football. We're here to also drink. I know you guys were thirsty, so Todd, you had something you were about to tell the people about.
Yeah, so this
Which
one is
should we give you a solo spot? I mean, when's this launch going to happen?
Oh well, let me come out. Let's do our beer first, and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
So this one's from the Hoosier Brewing Company. They are in Greenwood, Indiana, which is about 10 or 15 miles south of Indianapolis. This is a fruited sour ale. Spin to win roulette. It's papaya, pineapple, and peach.
Oh.
And to me, they're just as good, if not better, than 450 North.
Ooh.
Nice.
So,
Big words right there.
Probably cheaper too.
Probably so. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
And what's the ABV on that one?
This one, I was looking for it and I didn't really see it, but let's see. It's probably on here somewhere. I just can't see it. It's gonna be. They're usually pretty good about putting their stuff on there.
Are they though?
Don't see anything.
After you built them up, you don't see it?
I know.
I'm very let down right now. I don't know how
Probably
I'm
not.
going to do this.
Because every time I always say that, Shannon's always like, "Oh, there it is, right there." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But I honestly do not see it, so I don't know. But there's the can art of it.
It's nice. I like that.
Little dartboard action. There you go.
Let me
It's
see
a
what
roulette wheel, silly.
do what?
Oh, was it roulette wheel? It looked like a
Yeah.
dartboard the way he held it for me at first.
No,
Leave me alone, Mal. I'm having issues tonight. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
but it was technical, not brain issues.
Oh my gosh.
Admit it, you missed me.
I'm just going to start with the bourbon, I think, tonight. And
Yeah.
then I'll get back to the beer.
Oh, that's thick.
Look at that. That is thick.
Mango pineapple look to it. Oh, it's got some carbonation to it too.
That's some good orange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pretty color. Now, this is actually ticking me off because they're usually pretty good about putting their ABVs on there. And as soon as I say that, then nope.
They let you down.
Yeah, I'm probably my old ass probably just isn't seeing it. I was gonna look it up on Untapped real fast to see.
Why does oh my God, my screen, I got to fix that. My screen is backwards. Look at that. It's reversed. My screen's reversed.
So
Like,
according
why
to
is it-
Untapped, it's 5.
I'm like, why did I look like I was on the other side of the room when I wasn't? So it was like on the mirror. I'm having all kinds of issues tonight. Would you say, Todd?
5.5% according to Untapped. I still
Let's see.
don't see
Oh, look at
it.
you starting light this time.
Yeah.
Got to start somewhere. What's the name of it again?
Roulette, spin to win. Papaya,
See?
pineapple, and peach.
See, I didn't hear that. See, that's why I didn't know Mal before. That's why I said dartboard, because I missed the roulette spin to win. Spin to win. Oh, great. There's two of them.
And the spot machine too. So
Spin to win roulette.
yeah.
Why is there two listings in here? Let's see which one we
Pineapple,
got.
papaya, and peach.
Yep, pineapple, papaya, and peach. 5.5. Ooh, average Untapped rating 4.42. Although only 187 people have tried it, 170 unique. So I wouldn't say there was a lot of repeat people on it.
On mine, it's got 438 people, and it's a 4.31.
That must be the other spin to win, because there's two spin to wins in there. So I just went with the one and it said sour ale with pineapple, papaya, and peach. Somebody else probably couldn't find it and entered it into Untapped.
That's probably what it was. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this one actually had the picture and everything to it.
What's the average rating on that one?
4.31.
Oh, still pretty close though. So
It's
people are
400.
liking it.
It's 438 people checked it in.
Yeah.
So
Hoosier Brewing Company. Hoosier Brewing Company.
Hoosier Brewing.
But it's Hoosier. But you can easily say Hoosier.
Hoosier. Yeah.
If you're like from France or something, Hoosier Brewing Company.
And they're pretty heavy on their fruited sours too, kind of like 450 is. But man, they're really good also.
Well, it seems like it might give a run to 450 North with the people rating as high as it is.
And they're probably only, I guess technically, from mile marker to mile marker, it's probably about 25 miles, but from actually brewery to brewery, because 450 is kind of off the beaten path a little bit, off the highway. So
yeah. Cheers, everyone in the comments. We got Paul, PA Brew News in the house.
Hi, Paul.
And we got the PA couple, so Paul and his other half now. There we go.
Nice.
Yes. Houston, we did have I think it was an Elon Musk rocket that we were using. We had to get that out of there. What about the people up in space? They're stranded for like 6 months. They were supposed to go for like a week or something. They're like stranded up there. Yeah. Bart in the house. Cheers, Bart. Great to see you. Happy Thursday, my friend.
Hi, Bart.
We got the Buffalo Beer guy in the house. Cheers, homie.
Hi.
See you knocking back some of the brews you're knocking back up there too, my friend. He's putting some stuff up there. Moderation, though. Moderation is the key. I don't want you to overdo it. Burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And techno brain issues. Yeah. What is up, Emerson? Hello, Rod, Todd and Mal. I miss you. I have a toothache. Drinking a bottle of vodka to celebrate the pain. Hey, any of you have codeine on you? Cheers. No. Who's your daddy brewing? There you go. That could be another brew. Who's your daddy?
Move the tractor behind me.
Oh yeah, the tractor's not there. Oh, it's a big old patch out there though, where the tractor was.
Yeah, it wasn't so much of a green screen after all.
No, it's
as far as you all know.
But how'd the patch get out there? Like, that wasn't for the tractor just sitting there.
Yeah, it's kind of got.
Or is it? Yeah, it's got the whole indent taking place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like someone started a fire.
It sat there for several months, so.
Yeah. And Bar said good evening. Did we go back out and come back in? Yeah, what's happening, brother? We gave you the shout out earlier. Cheers, homie. Mal, what are you drinking?
I have Lavocania lager, Mexican style lager. It's dinosaur themed apparently, and I can't see on here who the brewery is.
Dinosaur themed. The whole song, Walk That Dinosaur.
Well, okay, so they have the name and stuff, but I am literally not seeing the name of the brewery. I see a logo. Oh wait, Gamecraft Brewing Company. Gamecraft. But they have like all these stats on the beer on the side and stuff. It's kind of cool. Oh, sorry. Show it again. But
that's a lot of stuff on there. Yeah, which I'm all about the info,
Yeah, they definitely go above and beyond. They tell you which malts they use, which hops. They tell you the gravity as well. It's a 5% ABV. But I have not tried this one before, so.
Dinosaur themed Mexican lager is wild.
A little different, right?
Yeah, dinosaur in a sombrero. You're like, what is going on?
And everyone noticing my amazing, lovely, beautiful glass here.
Oh, let's get that up there.
One of the best glassware.
Look at that. Look at that glass.
Oh,
that's so pretty. That's so pretty.
No,
that's the first one. You got another one now.
I know.
You and two. Yeah. No, the funny thing is, everybody got theirs except Paul.
Really? Paul didn't get his?
Paul in Canada, not Paul PA Brew News. Paul in Canada. And it got returned, like they couldn't deliver it or whatever. And then they were like, "Well, we got mixed up because you used the American site, but it's in Canada." And I'm like, "Yeah, I live in the States. I use everybody for it. And all the other Canadian people got theirs." Weird. And so I had to wait. So he still hasn't got to wait a month. They just found it today, and they're resending it out to him. So it's like, then again, it's Paul. It's Paul. If anything's going to happen to, it'd be Paul, right?
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, it's clean, a little sweet on the end. Very Mexican lagery, pretty much straight up. Lawnmower beer.
There you go. So I do have I do have my Elijah Craig small batch here, but I'm not going to drink it yet. So, although I should, after the way we started the show tonight.
Why not?
I'm going to actually dust off this last New Trail beer that I got here, which is the raspberry sour. Raspberry sour power, 5.5% ABV. And this is one, I think with Brian, I did the video, I think. I did one with Brian with one of these. But Brian's got a big sour tooth, so he loves the sour.
Sour tooth.
You got a sweet tooth, maybe you got a sour tooth. I don't know. I just kind of threw it out there. I mean, he's in Georgia, though. I should think, does he have all his teeth? That's the question. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Unfortunately, I cannot claim that I have all of my teeth, so I can't say a damn word. I got 3 crowns.
It happens. It happens. Camel Elephants before, though. Never got my green shirt, though. What's the green shirt?
Is there a green shirt? Signed.
Oh, you never got the green shirt? Because didn't Paul have it and had left it or something? And then there was
missing.
I thought Shane was finding it or something.
Yeah, Shane was working on sorting out the problem, but I don't know whatever happened with that. So.
Oh. Cheers, cheers. Yeah, so New Trail Brewing, if you know them, you know them. If you don't, you should. Out of Vermont, they do some pretty decent beers. So this is their sour ale, and the review, I think it was Brian, so it's on Brian the Beer Snobs channel, but here's a look here. You get the pinkish type color. You got the head on it. That's pretty nice. So actually for a sour, it does leave a pretty good head because sours usually dissipate pretty quickly. You get a little bit of that lacing. You'll get some of that pulp on the side. Kind of just, a decent thing to take. If you like tartness and you like sour, it's definitely one to pick up.
Yeah, mine barely had any head on.
Got a nice little candied flavor to it.
Nice.
New Trail, was New Trail in PA, not Vermont?
Yeah, Paul just said it's his local.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that was Vermont for some reason. Pretty cool in their logo too. The logo's got like a little hiking shoe and a hop.
Nice.
Because it's New Trail. So you hike on the trails, right? So
do you hike on the trails, Rod? Really?
I don't hike it. I don't hike at all. I don't know if you've seen the movies, but people in my persuasion don't ever do well on hiking type trips. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're better off doing it.
We usually die first. It took a long time. It took Busta Rhymes to get to like Halloween #5 before a black person made it out of a movie, and it took LL Cool J having to climb into an oven to get out of a shark film. So I mean, we don't do as well in some of the horror type flicks. Hollywood doesn't like us as much when it's like horror involved. So.
Never really understood. I don't know what the.
Which is weird because we're the first ones that will be out of there anyway. Like we're not the ones that hear a sound and we're like, I wonder what that sound was. Do. We don't do that.
No, that's white folk. We're like, oh, what is that noise? I can't get close enough. And all of a sudden, dead. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do. It's like what was? We're more like what was that movie that Jordan Peele did, the first one? When he had his friend was like, do you even know where you're going? You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, and his friend was like, oh, I'm sure I'll be okay. And then he gets to the sunken place and it's just like, yeah, we're not that naive. That's why it was like hard for us to fully understand the whole thing. Like we would never get to that spot. It was just too weird at different points. We'd have been out there already. We would have called him up, like, come pick us up. We're out. It's crazy. I don't want to be here anymore. I guess, yeah. So. But yeah, if you like a nice sour, this is definitely pretty good.
Nice.
What is going on? You got Nutmeg in the house. Cheers.
Oh,
Mr. Greenville planning for next year. Cheers, my friend. Make sure to check out Nutmeg. Chase has been putting up a lot of videos, so make sure to catch him and Paul. Both of them, him and PA.
Mm-hmm.
Not to show down, you're crashing the train off the rail. Even without Shannon being here, we're crashing the train. Usually that's her job. One job, Shannon. You got one job. Take us off the tracks.
Let's give it time.
Oh, Paul, your Basili pipes can shut down any train.
That's for sure.
Still upset I missed that experience.
Great right there.
Yeah. And a piano player, too. That caught me off guard.
I know, right?
Yeah. Hike because I'm usually the one people worry about running into.
As long as we're not hearing banjos.
Paul does hike. Well, they do the outdoor couple channel, and they're always showing the different bridges and all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, he's out there hiking trail. Paul's growing the hops and stuff too right now, so it's me doing some brewing there.
Nice.
What's up, Vanessa? Cheers, Vanessa. Great to see you. Happy Thursday to you. Chase says hello to Vanessa. We got Tanner House, East Coast LQ. Cheers. What is up, my man? Happy Thursday to you as well, Tanner. So yeah, but didn't do a show last week, so now we're back in, and went to a thing last week for Yelp. That was kind of an interesting experience. I don't know, it was like a new place that was open here in Baltimore, and since I'm titled as one of the Yelp elite, which I'm not really big on that whole title anyway, like call someone elite, that's just, anyway. The place we went to, it was an okay little spot. It was like a little new opening for like this little hotel offshoot little spot they'll have for like little private parties, all that kind of stuff like that. But it was a little too bougie for me. It was just like a little too bougie, like, and all the people that were soaking it all in. I'm like, y'all are really some bougie people. I'm like, when I go to like a bougie event, I'm the guy hanging with the bartender over at the bar, just like, shooting the shit with them rather than talking to other people. And it's just like nose in the air. I can't take that long. It's like, so yeah, then I told Tyler, I should have just done the show tonight. I was like, I should have just done the show because it was just like this whole bougie experience. And it's like, this is why I don't like going to some of the bougie events. But,
But you don't know.
I never thought I'd hear you say something was too bougie for you, sir.
Oh, it definitely can be too bougie for me. It can just be like, I'm not one of those folks to be just like,
Well, you already
nose
said
in the
hike.
air.
I just assumed you were in the bougie class.
I try not to be. It's like so now we're going to a black tie event. Why? Do I need to go? I don't need to go, right? Like, yeah. It's not my cup of tea. But that said she subbed Nutmeg. She did not know she was not subbed. Well, there you go. That's what it's about. Sub to the channels that you haven't subbed to that are here. Some great people. Nutmeg was one of the channels featured in the recent video I just did, which I was like, those kind of videos are always kind of a little bit, I don't want to say nerve-wracking. Paul, it was all Paul PA Brew News. Great idea to kind of do that and everything. But it's like you can't get everybody in it. So it's kind of like, I know some people were hitting me up. Hey, I'm married. I know I'll probably do another list here at some point as well, but I can't get everybody on one. I mean, I went from 10 to 12 to get a couple extra people in, but there's a lot of other great people. So don't worry. I'm still going to come back with some other folks that I know should definitely be out there on the list too. But it's just like, that's why I hate kind of doing it. When you do it, it's all like, hey, what if you leave somebody off and somebody's like, I don't say they get upset, but it's kind of like, yeah, you could have thrown my name out there, Then I want to do some lists of some other stuff too that are like some of the other different things. So stay tuned for those. Cheers, Chase, my good sir. APA and Nutmeg at East. I'm officially out of pre-edited videos, so I guess I had to drink some beer this weekend. Sigh. Yeah, well, everybody's got a rough life, right? So,
baby, just here.
Yeah.
Oh,
poor guy. Yes, and shout out to Paul. 12 years on BeerTube. Here's on Water Tonight. I did get a chance to catch part of his video yesterday, and make sure to tell Paul congrats. Check him out. Paul is like 20 away, I think, from 1,000 right now. So we really need to get a push on to get him to 1,000 at PA Brew News. Get him over that hump. He should have been over that hump a long time ago.
No doubt.
12 years. I mean, that's OG. That's longer than I've been on YouTube. So I'll be just 10 in March. So he's definitely one of the ones that have been putting it down for a good amount of time, knows his stuff, shares some great things. So I don't
Then he
know.
says things like cheersing with water, and I question everything.
He knows his levels. It's moderation. You gotta take a night off sometimes. I mean, it happens.
Fair enough.
Supposedly.
Wait,
I mean,
we do?
So they say. Yeah, so
supposedly.
Nobody told me this. I didn't realize that was a thing. I'm sorry.
I've
Well,
heard
not
it
everybody.
before, but I've never experienced
Not everybody has to do it. Just saying. But
Okay.
for some, we're not trying to shame anybody. It's okay to walk away for a little bit.
Nah, I'm good.
Put it down and walk away.
Bart said, just cracked ice cold Schlitz. A little blackberry crown royal. Oh my, okay. Now that's a pretty interesting. I'm gonna just say Boilermaker. I'm into the Boilermaker type thing, and whiskey on the side with the beer. I wonder if you dropped the blackberry crown royal in it and do a chug, what that would taste like.
But it wouldn't be bad.
I mean, I'm just saying, not trying to get you drunk, Bart. Just kind of curious. I'm just saying, might be an opportunity. It might be a new depth charge you can create there with the Crown Royal and the Schlitz.
Only one way to find out, Bart.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound bad.
We'll call it a Schlitzberry or something. But yeah, you might know if you're feeling that. If you're feeling like you want to give it a try, just a little suggestion out there. Let me know. Let us know. Drop a comment how it goes down.
No twisting arms here. Not at all.
None at all. None at all. Pay for that YouTube thingy. We'll make all things ads go away. What's the YouTube thingy? Like the paid YouTube premium? I think if you do pay for premium, it can do that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah. It shouldn't be as many ads and stuff. I mean, unless YouTube is like, this is a hot show now, and you got to get the advertisers in. If they want to rake it in for the advertisers, I give them the Denzel Washington clap on that one. Yeah.
Slow clap. Slow clap.
That's from Training Day.
Yeah.
Bart said, Vanessa, yes, I think so. Paul said, and I agree, he was walking away from it when he hits 1K. Well, that might be the reason why he's not getting there then.
Put in there.
And thank you, Vanessa, for sharing Paul's channel. Then we got Chris off the 10th in the house. Cheers, my friend. Another great channel to be watching out there. Chris, I think you're at work right now, but glad for you to chime in for a little bit. And said the Blackberry Crown got sold out in the bars around here fast. Yeah, some of those flavor ones sell out around here pretty quick too.
It did here as well, Paul.
Yeah.
Quick.
Didn't they have one of the sour apple that was selling out pretty quick when they came out with that one too?
Yeah,
I think.
Their flavors crazy.
I haven't had Crown in years. Back when I did bartend in the 90s, we used to have Crown. We used to do shots of Crown, which was actually a pretty smooth shot. One ad just popped in here. Bart said, I'm not mixing anything. Bart's going to play it safe. Last time they sent an ad about every several minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah. If you let them do the recommendation, because they want people on YouTube, so they're going to show them a lot more ads and stuff. So I kind of put a different thing in for that. But yeah. But ads pay the bills. Ads bring in the revenue. So, but I don't want over a bunch of ads either. So yeah. Right. Hey, off the 10th and Bart from Vanessa. Off the 10th in the house. Sons. Yeah. Hey, Thrash. Happy Thursday to you, my friend. Cheers. And then, yep, that works. So yeah, he usually works the evenings. Let the ads play. They will line Raj's pocket. He will buy us more goodies at the next get together. Well, there you go. All right. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. That was a good time. The Blackberry Crown is hard to find for sure. Yeah, that's what I was hearing about. I was hearing about that one being a little tough out there.
You should pass on the Blackberry Crown. Just order some Malort.
You got to order it. Mal will just ship it to you for free. Yeah. I mean, in the scheme of things, as much shit as we give Malort, I wouldn't say it was the worst thing I've ever drank.
No, it's not.
In the scheme of things, yeah. And if I was doing something like a type of bomb or a death charge or like that, I could see dropping that in a beer and just chugging right through it. So,
actually, when I purchased the bottle of Malort to bring to Canada, the workers at the store heard that I was trying to bring something terrible to you guys. And they were like, oh, we have something worse. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And they took me over and showed me this. It's a liqueur from Beijing, and apparently
Ooh.
it tastes like fermented death. So yeah, I did pick that up. I did not bring it to Canada, but Chu and I have tried it, and it is right up there with sipping kerosene. Honestly, it's pretty horrific. So
what could be wrong with fermented death?
Right. Right. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it tastes like there was living things in it first before they fermented, and it's
Now you know better.
pretty atrocious. I mean, I've had shochu. Have you had shochu before? It's
No.
I think it's Japanese distilled thing, but that one's pretty awful too. But this is like 10 times worse than that. I would rather sip on Everclear than this stuff.
I've done that. I've done that with Everclear.
I have too, which is awful. But I would rather sip Everclear than sip on this thing. It's atrocious. But I did pick up a pickle whiskey that made me happy. It's called Wicked Pickle, and it's like Fireball, but instead of cinnamon, it's straight pickle, but it's spicy pickle, and it's stupidly trashy, and I kind of loved it. It made me happy on several levels. So, and I paid $5 for a whole fifth.
I mean, shots of Everclear aren't bad. I've done that. That's been all right. I mean,
that's why I said sip it on Everclear.
Yeah. I mean, actually, when you sip it, it burns more than if you just do the shot. Like when you sip it, it's worse. It's like rubbing alcohol.
I was trying to say how bad that was.
Yeah. But it's been a long time since I've had Everclear. Long time. Back in the 90s.
We have some downstairs, but thankfully we haven't touched the bottle in about 6 years, so we're fine.
I'm sure, yeah.
Everclear used to be pretty popular for like a house party back in the day. Put it in some punch, or put in some fruit,
Well, Chu uses it to make limoncello.
Oh, there you go. That'll work.
Apparently, it works really well for that. He's never made that for me, so 10 years.
Well, how's he never made it for you? I mean, you're right there.
He hasn't made it in over 10 years. He keeps talking about making it. He has the bottle downstairs, but he keeps not making it. And I'm just like, all right, sure, it's good in limoncello. All right.
Quit talking about it and get it going.
That's right.
Chu, if you're watching this at the brewery, you're slacking, my friend. You are slacking.
He's slacking terrible.
I expect better out of you, Chu.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chase said I got out because I didn't have to shoot it through a nip. You want to explain that, Mal?
Not through a nip? What's a nip?
I have no idea. Chase came out with that one there.
Were you breastfeeding Malort? What are you talking about? I'm
Paul.
by everything you just said. What did your mother do to you?
We'll have to Chase, you have to get back to us on that one there.
Yeah.
The vanilla apple and peach is still in production. And I'm heading to a bar hotel up north for my birthday. They have the Blackberry Crown. I pre-ordered a 76-ounce steak challenge and booked a room for the night.
Nice.
Well, there's a challenge for you. But if anybody can do it, anybody can do a 76-ounce steak, it's you, Paul, my friend.
Oh, for sure.
Now that I've seen you eat in real life too, I have no doubt. Like, what happened to that potato? I'm still eating that. Yeah. True North in the house. What is up, True North? Happy Thursday, my friend. Good to see him. True North, who I met up there at Niagara Falls, him and Mad Lab. And that's funny. I was looking for the photo the other day to kind of post on the YouTube community board, but I forgot to put it up there. Hopefully you are doing well. He's got the videos coming out. I'm seeing you're still running into some crazy people, so that's always interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Weekly obligation. Ask Todd when the couples reviewed. Well, it's funny. We kind of got into that a little bit ago, and Todd was going to give us an update here in a bit.
I'm drinking a we actually reviewed on one of our videos. That
oh, what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
Strong silent.
Yeah, we made a video on this one, but like we're enjoying getting plastered making reviews that we never did.
Is that the one where?
Yeah, I remember this is a strong silent type from Nashville, Tennessee. And it's 9%. Yes.
Woo!
There you go.
She
Look at you start to get up.
End off.
Well, we need to cut more.
She thinks we need to do all the jump cuts and shit.
No, we just need to cut out the
which would be jump cutting it. So
see, this is why we haven't started the channel yet.
You guys are putting it off. You just
you
do what you do. So
just do it. Just do it.
You sound just like Chu and I when we first started, and we were arguing about how to do the editing. Yes, 100%. That's the same conversation he and I had.
I mean, I don't want to do anything fancy. I just want to cut out the boring part.
You can do that. I cut out boring parts.
Yeah.
That I consider boring parts, but some people don't. Some people just shoot it straight through and just put it up. It's all what you want to do.
Yeah.
And
cut the front and the end and go, and then the rest of them we can figure it out.
Yeah.
The big thing is just do it. Like, don't keep waiting for people to sign off on this. What's the problem?
They suck.
We don't have that many.
They don't suck. Well, here's the thing. The thing you got to realize: everybody has a YouTube channel. Their first videos always suck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every YouTube person will tell you that. Big from small to big, all the way up. So don't expect for them to be great. Just to get it done and get you in the practice of doing them.
Yeah.
Well, I started to upload it on the Facebook brew thing for 2024. And then it started taking long, and I'm like, I don't want to put that out there. I don't even want anybody to see it. And then I just stopped it.
Sure, don't want nobody to see any of it.
But I'll have a few drinks tonight, and then I'll be like, screw it. I'm going to put it up there. Not on YouTube, but for you guys to see.
There we go.
Did you set the channel up yet?
Yeah, I've got it set up.
I just got it to private at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I want to see you launch the channel.
I know, I do too.
Just do it. Just do it.
That's what I said. I was like, it's, might as well. Then you can look back and be like, God, this really sucks.
Oh, I can just do that right now.
I mean, what will Michael Scott do? What will Michael Scott do? I see you got a Dunder Mifflin shirt on. Yeah. He'd be like, just do it. Of course, you really can't live your life by Michael Scott either.
Well, you could, but it wouldn't go well.
It would be a fun
but it would be entertaining. It would be entertaining.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll have a few drinks tonight, and I'll probably be like, screw it. I'm just going to post it.
Just do it. That's all you got to do. Just do it. Just hit the button, put it in. You're off and running.
Yep.
Yeah, we were.
Well, you definitely have to cut some of it, though, because some of it was just.
Well, I figured
running around, hitting start, and coming back, and then.
Yeah, I figured out how to cut that part out. I've got that part cut out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nobody else wants to see that nonsense.
Chug it from Everclear bottles, right? Yeah, that'll be a fun night. You chug from Everclear bottles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, here you go. A nip, the little itty bitty bottle. What else do you call them? Apparently not a nip.
The airline bottles, airplane bottles.
Yeah, we call them like just a little bottle.
Never called it a nip.
Never called it a nip, but
I call them a shot bottle.
I mean, it might be nippy outside or something like that, or. Yeah. But yeah, to call it a bottle.
Going in a whole nother direction.
Well, yeah, anytime you see nip, yeah, it's like, what?
Yeah, I did not connect those at all.
But see, Vanessa had nipper bottles or small bottles at the package stores. I've never heard them called nipper or a nip.
I have not.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the whole package, why they call it a package store.
Well, that's the old liquor store, right? I don't know.
I think it also depends on
where you're from.
Yeah.
It's like we had the old general store, right? Like out west, they call it general store, and they'd be like, wasn't that just like hardware store? But out someplace it was a general store,
Because Rod, John, he always called it a package store, and he wasn't that far from here where he grew up, so he called it a package store. And
do people call it a box store, or am I just making stuff up?
Michigan calls it a party store.
Party store.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Always different names for the store. Just give me the alcohol.
You're right.
Right.
My Cascade Centennial Chinook are flowering.
Nice.
Putting the cask ale on next week before I brew the Cascadian Dark Ale next. Oh, very nice.
And I actually watched one of Paul's videos today at work. The one where him and his girlfriend went camping in the air mat. They made a bad decision about the air mattress. They should have stopped and got a new air mattress because it got flat.
Oh, so they were laying on the ground at a certain point then. Yeah.
And they were
That's not,
talking about the fire because it was hot and he wanted to start a fire. And she was like, it's too hot. And he said, I'm having a fire. And they had a fire.
yeah.
They were not the only ones.
Oh, I know that. But I'm just like,
But we were talking earlier about hiking adventures and campus and that same thing. Like, not doing the camp. I've been the camping like since I was a young kid in the Boy Scouts, but
I've been craving going camping here lately. Like a tent, an air mattress, a fire. I've been craving that.
We haven't talked about it for 15 years, so.
Well, you've always been like.
about as long as making limoncello.
I'm just saying.
I know, right?
So I'm like,
My idea of camping is a cabin.
I'm fine with that.
Get some limoncello and some gummies. You're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go. Yeah, I'm staying in the cabin. I ain't going into the tent. Especially nowadays. I keep seeing all these videos, all these bears that are getting close on coming up on people now. And I think they're getting used to people because people keep feeding them. So they just got to walk up on people nowadays.
Because you've seen too many movies.
With the one with the camping, I've seen the camping one too, right? Like Cabin Fever and all of them type stuff. Yeah. Never worked out for the kids in Friday 13th. I'm just saying. Friday 13th never worked out.
Cabin that was a flesh-eating bacteria.
Cabin in the Woods. It was Cabin in the Woods. That was another one.
No, that was the one with the guy who wanted to see the mermaids and stuff. Mermaids?
No, there was a thriller, Cabin in the Woods.
I know. I'm talking about the thriller Cabin in the Woods. There was one guy. They were trying to. It had all the different monsters because the people who were in the cabin would set off something to sacrifice themselves for all of humanity, and mermaids was one of them.
And that's like not good either. How many black people were in that movie? My point exactly.
Like not this time.
Not this time. Like, what was the one with the women when they were spelunking into the cave? That was another one.
Oh,
where the women were campers and they went spelunking and they all like were in a horror type thing. It's just like, why would you go out there? Yeah. It's just like, no.
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, but that was another one that was kind of like that.
Was it Abigail? The where the little girl's a vampire? That one had one black guy in it.
Yeah. But that's different than that one because that was when they were tricked into if they stayed this night, they're going to get all this money. They thought they were babysitting this girl and didn't know she was a vampire. So at that same point, the recession is on. You got to try to make some dollars. So you're like, yeah, I'll babysit a kid to get this money. It can't be that bad, right?
They kidnapped her to ransom her.
Abigail? I thought she was a vampire. And they were like,
she was a vampire.
I thought they had to stay through the night. Wait a minute. They kidnapped her or did someone trick them? Oh, okay.
Ransom her. But she had set it up in the first place and then, got to eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought, because I didn't see the movie, I thought from everything I saw in the trailers and stuff, they were like tricked into babysitting her thinking it was going to be an easy job. So, but then again, it's all about the dollars. And we're going through some stuff where money's tight for people. So,
True.
that can work out that way. There's got to be a financial incentive. But just to go in the woods, nah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
They don't call the nipper bottles outside of New England. Well, apparently they do in South Carolina because that's where Chase is. So, or they just call them nip. They cut it short. I'm going to go get me a nip. Who's nip? That nip.
No, South Carolina is not considered New England, correct?
That is correct.
Because it's not one of the original 13, right? It's the original 13 are technically New England, correct?
No. I think it's just the ones up north of like New Jersey, like Connecticut, Rhode Island.
Northeast, though. New England, I thought, was what they called the 13 colonies before.
Oh no,
crazy happened.
No, I don't think so. I think New England was just like Mass, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine. Vermont.
Yeah, I just assumed it was the original 13, so I thought like Virginia and stuff would be.
I mean, all the years I lived in New Jersey, we were never considered part of New England, so yeah.
What is Jersey considered part of?
You like You wasn't a New Jersey accent there. I like that. Started to.
Hey, I'm drinking a 9% beer. So.
That would have been that would have been North Jersey, not South. But you would have had it. You should have kept going. You had it right there.
Just to give me enough time.
I like Shannon's coming in. She's not even hitting the Miller Lite yet. She's coming in hardcore. Give me the 9% and let's go. Just say hello to Shannon Town, man. Right. Here's Shannon from Paul. Oh, that's why Vanessa is a New Englander thing. But Chase, you're not in New England. Nice, Paul. How many plants do you need to grow to have enough to brew? Paul said 14 overall. I've got 4 flower, and I do believe I have enough for the Cascadian dark out to September from them.
Nice.
Todd and Shannon are getting all the duds out of the way before launch. Yeah, they are. They are practicing beforehand. Yeah.
I have a bunch of beer signs coming in.
You could cut
Yeah.
those.
But even when you actually do put them out there anyway, what you put out now is going to be so much more different years online when you look at it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. If I could just, like, that's my thing. When I start to go back and watch it and edit it, then I'm like, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, this sucks. So, like, if I watch it the first time, I'm like, oh, this ain't so bad. And then I keep watching it and watching. I'm like, this is
Then you start
awful.
picking it apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Vanessa, yes, like grinders. The outsiders seem to know. Yeah, I know. Because grinders are the type of sub.
Oh, I did not know that.
They're a type of sub grinders.
I thought it was a skateboarding move.
I thought it was an app for gay men. Isn't Grindr an app for gay men?
I mean, technically,
Is it?
boys just do that when they're dead. They could be a boy with a woman. I mean, when you're a young girl, when you're a girl and boy, and you're at the dance back in high school, you're grind. You know.
No, you don't.
Dude, I didn't sign on for the birds and the bees talk from you, Rob.
I mean, back in the day, that's when you're hitting puberty, they call that grinding and stuff, which is like, I don't know about that. I mean,
gay Grindr, gay.
Are you on Urban Dictionary?
No, it's on the app store. It's on the app store. It's like a Bumble or Plenty of Fish and Cupid or whatever they're all called.
There's a website, I think, for it, right? But there's also grinding as an act, which is.
Hey, Todd, should you be worried that she knows the names of all the dating apps?
Not at this point.
Just curious.
Well, since
She
they got a
lists
track,
them off like, oh yeah, there's this one and this one and this
Yeah.
one and this one and this one.
Get going. I'm doing a little work.
I do know Bumble is the one that is where women have to they're the ones that have to contact. Like the men can't reach out to them. They
Now maybe a little bit.
have to reach out to the men. I do know that.
Maybe a little bit.
I watch on TikTok.
well, I mean, just because there's a tractor there, unless it's farmers.com, I think you're good.
No, thank you.
Hey, I'm not too on an online dating app, so I can't say
Yeah.
much.
Farmers.com.
Well,
No, thank you. I mean,
Hmm.
that's nice, but
Be True North, he lost his channel 1.5 years ago, just messing around and built something pretty amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
Just do it and you go. Very nice, Paul. I enjoyed your videos, True. Dang, people get upset about being video. Hey, dude, don't they on there, Vanessa? They get like a little
They
crazy
do.
about it and stuff. Yeah.
People get weird about it.
Yeah. Which for some, like if you're depending where you're at, like if you're in the public sector, I can see where like some of the stuff they may get calls or threats on, at least here in the States, because True's
Yeah.
up in Canada. You might freak out a little bit, like if you're like getting harassed by people, especially as the election's coming up and people like
Yeah.
are like but when you're like just sitting there at an auto, repair shop getting all crazy, like nobody's trying to get you an auto repair. You're like here, freaking Midas.
Right.
Like nobody's gonna come over here and bang over your head, take your muffler or something like that,
Well, they might, but just for funsies.
Never know.
Not a catalytic converter, they might take that.
Yeah. But again, just for funsies.
Oh, yes, and true. Thank Vanessa there. Package store, Packy, is another New England thing, I guess. But then our buddy John's in Indiana, he calls it a package store. So
Because it's for the post office.
Stuff that gets around. We call them package stores because the laws have it such that every liquor must be in a bag or package to keep it hidden once you left the store. Not just the cheap stuff, huh? New Jersey was always like, well, actually, New Jersey, I think they put up everything in a bag too when you leave. Here, you can just walk right out with stuff like six pack.
To me, it's the 40s, right? In a little bag.
Yeah.
That's what me and my friend went. We got a big thing of margarita mix. They didn't put it in a bag or anything. Just carried the big old margarita jug out. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no alcohol in that, so they don't have to worry about it.
No, there was in this one.
Some of them
Was it
had
like in the margarita mix, or was it like a pre-made margarita, like the Chi-Chi's?
Pre-made, yeah.
Yeah, that has alcohol. That's more than the mix. Yeah, that's like with actually alcohol in it. Yeah. Well, they're like, yeah, it's only Sunday. You just left church. Go ahead and take it. You don't need a bag.
Yeah, it is.
I remember at least 2 rough nights of that Chi-Chi's stuff.
Oh God, yes. Oh, Chi-Chi's. I love Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's used to be a fun restaurant back in the day.
By the way, mixing that with baking, not the best plan. Just saying.
Yeah.
Found that out the hard way.
It's like you think about Chi-Chi's, like how can that restaurant pretty much just get reduced all the way down where it's just basically salsa now that you see in the store? Yeah. They had a whole restaurant chain. Like you didn't really have people having a bad experience going to Chi-Chi's, and it's just like they end up going under. But the only thing left was the salsa that you can get.
I'm still chasing chimichangas, wanting one that tastes like Chi-Chi's. I cannot find one. Still. Yeah,
she's like the chimichangas there too, and the margaritas they gave you were pretty good too.
Well, I was too young when I think they closed down. I wasn't even 21 yet.
No, it wasn't that long, was it?
I don't know.
Maybe it was.
A long time.
Yeah, well, I guess depending as they did it all across the country and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the ones here were.
Yeah, they probably knocked ours out before.
Bart says 7-ounce Miller High Life bottles, nips. I've never heard them called nips there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Me either.
I'm still rebelling against the nip thing. Just like I'm not even going there. No.
I mean, just right, like you get one of those little bottles, like give me one of those ice cold nips out there. Like ice cold what? Like
it's airplane bottles. They're called airplane bottles. Sorry.
Hey,
yeah,
I finally sent out Sue Ann's care package that I had packed up. After we got back, I just went and sent it off.
That's why I was almost like jumping on because I was trying to help her get it figured out.
Because I had to put a PS label. I had to get it online, and it was talking about like some kind of a form like for customs, like they were going to make her pay taxes and duties on it or something. And I was like, no. So
probably declare or something, I guess. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see if it gets there.
I mean, that's like us. Like they try to, I guess when you try to leave, you declare something you got to pay. So I just tell them no. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
You're going to have to search me.
Yeah, I'm going to send her a package that she has to pay taxes on. I had to go up to work to print the label off, and I was talking about what pain in the ass it was, and I was like, I'm probably going to see this package on one of those TikTok videos of like lost packages in the mail or, reclaimed mail or, all that shit. I'm like, hey, at least, hell, the shipping on it was almost half as much as the whole damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was shipping the stuff up there for the glasses, they were definitely more expensive for Canada than here in the States.
It was like almost $60 to ship it up there.
That free healthcare ain't cheap. So
yeah, right.
we got to help subsidize them up there. Yeah. All the stores have 3 red dots above them.
3 red dots?
For the liquor stores? For the liquor store, I guess you got to see the 3 red dots and
I hear 3 dots, and I think of that little thing at the top of your screen you're supposed to click the little menu. That's what I was going. It's like,
yes.
Oh, yeah. When you camp, a fire. Really? Oh, I didn't realize. I didn't know that.
No, it is required. You must have a fire.
Well, but you put it out at some point, right? When you go to sleep.
Well, yeah.
So it's not required when you're sleeping. It's
required when you're awake, though.
It's like margarita. It's like pina coladas are required on the beach. Fire.
It's more desired than required.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It is required.
Mal saying it's required, like by like it's
required.
legally you have to require it. Yeah.
How are you going to eat
Personally
otherwise?
required.
You have to cook on the fire. Like you need the fire. Like
The
duh.
ambiance.
Yeah.
I have to have the fire.
Not to mention sitting around the fire and drinking is a necessity while camping. That's insane that you're
But it's
saying
not-
it's not required.
But it's
like-
it's not a law to
It
have a
should
fire
be.
going.
It should be. It's right up
Like-
there with
it's like-
seatbelts.
Having alcohol is a requirement for a drinking game.
Yes.
Technically, it's not really having.
I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Not really
I would think
required.
you want to have it to keep
Water.
some of the other animals and stuff away too. So
Yeah, the bugs.
It's required.
yeah.
It's required for me too. I'm like, why bother if you're not gonna have a fire?
What are the red dots for? Idea of a liquor store? Yeah, I think that's where we're getting to. Nip bottles, 50 milliliters or less in Connecticut. We now have a 5-cent tax per bottle. Really?
Ugh.
Where in the hell are these gnats coming from?
It's the same one.
That's what I was thinking. And we've had this one. I'm like, where, this gnat. I'm like, he
That's the only-
follows me into the bedroom.
It's the
Like,
only one
he's
I've seen.
everywhere.
You might as well name him. It's probably a pet now. Call him Gary. Gary the Gnat.
Hey, what's up, Gary? Like your collar, Nat.
Yeah, they're like, "Where's Gary?" And I haven't seen him for a little while.
Like,
Most
find him on Twitter.
most of the time, Chase. Most of the time, that's just like
Why Gary? It should be Natty. Natty Light.
Yeah.
It
Just
could
call
be
him
Natty.
Light.
I was just going with the G off the G, but because it's
You
G
think
and
about-
AT.
That's weird.
Damn
It's a silent G, but it is a
I know,
G
so
there.
his name should have had a silent G. Natty Light has a silent G. Didn't you know that?
There you go. New Island, Connecticut, those are Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. 5 northeast ones. That's New England.
Okay.
Rhode Island, yes. What's up, Tennessee Bushcrafter in the house? Cheers.
That's a good name.
I ain't grinding it. Oh, my better half mate.
That was great.
Oh, nice, Paul. Paul's got an art show this Saturday.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Definitely hoping you do well, my friend. Great artwork there.
Just serenade them too. It'll be even better.
When it's my camp, I am the law. What are you, Judge
That's
Dredd
so-
out there? I am the law.
That's so cool.
Therefore, fire.
Yeah. Was there's one of those shows, it's on Discovery, or it might actually be on the Animal Network or whatever, where they have it's like backwoods law, where it's like the cops and they go around to the campsites and stuff. Like, you had cops that were like the city type things. They got one that's for the woods, and they basically just search the woods and kind of people are camping and fishing. Let me see your license, blah, 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 and make sure everybody's not doing stuff. You don't see people that dump beer cans out and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My family is like big hunters and stuff, and the game wardens. Yeah, they're always like, if we're out on the lake or whatever, they're like, it's like the Coast Guard for the lake almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll make sure the lights are working. Make sure you have
Nobody's
enough
got
life
beer.
jackets for everybody. Following all the rules. You're not
I'm gonna
fishing
get
without the license.
Another beer here in a second, but I'm going to have a little bit of the Elijah Craig small
Oh,
batch.
hey, it worked,
Fancy.
94 proof. So, Elijah Craig.
So
Father of bourbon. I didn't realize Elijah Craig was the father of bourbon. First to char oak. Did not realize that.
Huh.
So I guess they were the first ones to do it. That's their claim to fame. If anybody knows any different, speak up now. Let me know.
or forever hold your
We'll
peace.
send them a letter, cease and desist. That's bullshit. You are not the first, sir. Like Mari, you are not the first. Oh, the other day, I think it was yesterday or the day before, Phil Donahue died.
What?
Did you know that Phil Donahue died? He was like in some medical
Yeah, I
stuff
thought
he had
he
been
was.
battling. And
Wasn't that a couple weeks ago?
no, like a couple days ago.
Oh, it was a couple days ago?
Yeah. But he had been sick for a bit of time, whatever. So then they were like, where are all the other hosts now from back in the day? And they were like Sally Jesse Raphael, and they were like Geraldo Rivera, and they were like what you call him?
Springer.
Jerry Springer.
Maury.
Well, he did. We know he did.
Maury
Maury Povich,
Jerry
Down,
Springer.
what was it? Downey. What was Downey's
Geraldo.
first name?
Geraldo?
Then we're going back, kind of just showing all their old stuff because Phil Donahue was seen as being the first one, right? And of course, they had Oprah and stuff they were talking about too. But yeah, it was just interesting.
We already said that one too.
Right here. Okay.
When I was a little girl, I had those red glasses like Sally Jesse
See you
Raphael.
rub it off.
Yeah.
Filling in for
Me and
you.
my mom, I believe it was Sally Jesse Raphael. So my dad was a truck
More
driver,
red ones?
and he was out of town a lot. So when he was out of town, I'd sleep with my mom, and I believe she was the one that had a talk radio show. And when we'd be going to sleep, we'd listen to Sally Jesse Raphael's talk radio show.
Oh, okay. Did not realize that.
And just like, you ever hear Dr. Laura? She's such a bitch. Like, I'm like,
Dr. Laura.
every time we're like on a road trip, I'm like, I wonder if Dr. Laura is on. And then it never fails. She pisses me off. But I'm like, it's easy to give advice when all you say is "shut up, listen to me."
Well, yeah.
And then
she's very type A. Yeah.
There's your advice right there.
Yeah, shut up and listen to me. Okay, well then tell me. Say something. I said shut up and listen to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to her show in a long time.
It's like Judge Judy. She pisses me off too.
What's wrong with Judge Judy? Everybody likes Judge Judy, I thought. How'd she piss you off? I think Judge Judy's pretty funny on some of her stuff there.
I like the old guy that got pancreatic. He's got pancreatic cancer. He's not on anymore, but he's the judge that always gives people a break. Like,
oh, he's the guy. He's in Connecticut with the glasses. Yeah, he's a pretty good. Yeah, he was a real good judge. Yeah.
On TikTok all the
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Seen him on TV, I don't think.
No, he's not been on TV.
Oh.
No, but they always got him like on his videos and stuff when like
Yeah,
people were in his
yeah,
courtroom and everything like that. He's pretty fair judge.
Yeah, he's a human judge. He's like,
I don't remember David Susskind.
Yeah, I think it's pancreatic cancer. He has some kind of cancer.
That's sad. Yeah, I know he was off for a while. He was fighting something there. Yeah, I like to watch his little videos and stuff like that and everything.
He's a kind soul.
Yeah,
And
he's more.
Did you see the one where he's talking about his dad? Like, he said his dad had come to watch him when he was either an attorney or when he first became a judge. And he was like in there just like balls to the wall, like just being rough on everybody. And the dad had said something to him basically like, these are humans. They're not just, you need to treat them as humans, not whatever.
Yeah.
He said that really stuck with him.
Yeah. Yeah, he was he's pretty good. I was gonna say, like some of the judge shows, some of those trials, it's not like they gotta be staged, right? They gotta be like because like some of the ones that come in there, some of the stories they're telling and stuff. I mean, they're funny, so it's like, no, that can't really happen. Like nobody would actually like that and everything. Like they come in there and one guy like faint, like some guy hit him or something like that, and everything. And it's like, no, that makes no sense.
I equate it with the wrestling, the crazy wrestling.
Oh, some of the wrestling, some of the fake stuff on there. Yeah.
I equate it with those two. Those two kind of go together. That and like the dating reality shows and stuff. I kind of lump them all together.
Yeah.
Have you seen Steve Harvey doing the judge show?
I have not. He got another show. I mean,
Yeah,
he's got so much other stuff going on.
Yeah, it's on at nighttime, like once a week or something. I guess it's still on. I don't know. They might already.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just funny in general. So everything that man says is hilarious. So
some of the Family Feud stuff is pretty funny on there.
Oh yeah.
Just seeing like some of the clips they'll have like on Facebook and YouTube.
Yep.
Arsenio Hall show, that was a classic back then.
Oh, Phase 3.
Yep.
That's by me.
Have you had this one?
Yes. It's very good.
Coffee too.
There you go. It's only 12%.
Oh, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Bart, you're not much older than me. I don't think you are older than me. We're pretty close, so I don't remember David Susskind. I probably have to look on here and see if I can see a picture of him. Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
Bart's like, you're probably too young to remember him. Like, Bart, we're like the same age.
That's when you say, "Well, yes, I think I am."
That's David Susskind, MD. Right, no, I don't remember him. He was back in like 1979. I would have been young. I'd have been around. He would have been doing stuff with Donahue. Paul says Richard Dawson greater than Steve Harvey. I don't know.
No.
Richard Dawson was pretty funny back in the day on Family Feud.
He was funny, but he was a total lech with all the women.
Some of his stuff now might have been seen as kind of harassment. So with him and Bob Barker back in the day, some of the stuff they were doing on their shows.
Dawson was kissing.
No, Richard Dawson was a total lech. The way he like made out with every fucking woman that was ever on screen, it was creepy as hell.
I mean, they were pecs. They weren't like.
Yeah,
he was
says the
creepy.
man that's never had a man be creepy with her. Him. Yeah. And
he
he's
was
got.
creepy.
Well, I don't know. Have you, Ron?
How do you make an assumption? You don't know what happened. You know about my life.
No, he's an example of why men.
You don't know about my life.
Yeah.
What'd you say,
Yeah,
Shannon? He's an example of a man that what?
He's just an example of why men think it's okay to treat women that way because he had a TV
I
show.
never said it was okay to treat anybody that
I'm
way.
not talking about you. I'm talking about Richard Dawson.
Oh, okay. Hey, all right. All right. They're at 9% kicking in.
Yeah. That man was a creeper.
Let's get her at 12. Let's see what happens when she gets to 12% ABV.
No.
Turn it up.
Gotta be like, come over here, little girl, sit in my lap and tell me what you want for Christmas.
Yeah, that's how that man was. He was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
You're 9 years older than me, though. Well, still close. Yeah, you had the spelling right. I pulled him up online. He did the Truman Capote interview back in the day. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna get a puppy probably.
Oh goodness.
Because you don't have enough other
Yeah,
pets
we have
there.
2 now.
And a cat.
Only 2.
No, the
And a
cat's
cat.
on with my daughter.
And a
So
cat,
you
and
got-
a turtle, and a hamster, and a rat, and the cheese
And
stands
a
alone.
bat and a 6 foot. Oh,
6'4" Impala.
and a 6'4" Impala. Yes.
Both still better than Drew Carey. That's because Drew lost all that weight. He's not as happy now, so he's not as funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Bob Barker so much.
He
Yeah,
had a
Bob
little-
Barker. He was. I think he was sleeping with a lot of the women that were on there. They were saying, and he'd be like, "Oh, you're within $1. Go ahead and reach in my pocket. Reach in my pocket and see."
I don't remember ever seeing that.
Oh, whenever they did the showcase, if they were within like a certain amount, they reach in his pocket and they put $100 or whatever like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Like,
that.
oh wait, that's not $100 bill. Oh.
Yeah.
That's a roll coin.
Yeah, it's a rolling. What's the rolling coin doing in here?
Yeah. Of course, back in the 70s when American women were going through the whole no bra phase, he was loving on that show. And a lot of people were tuning in. A lot of people were tuning in for sure. I guarantee the 70s had their highest ratings of that show.
I'm sure they did.
I guarantee it. little boys from 7 through 15 watching Price is Right with their grandmas.
Yeah.
That's fine. They're so good at that.
Acting like they were bidding on stuff when they were just watching to see what women came up.
See, what always amused me about Bob Barker is when he would have a woman called up who was a little too excited and maybe a little handsy, and how he would like back away from her. He's like, okay, and now we're moving on. Because he was like,
Yeah.
nope. But it was just really funny to watch him like attempt to put up barriers between some of the
Yeah.
contestants who were a little too excited.
Yeah.
He just wanted to step back so he could see their boobs bounce up and down.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but
Well, he probably told the producer at the commercial break, make sure she sees me after the show.
Yeah. Here's my number. Go ahead.
Yeah.
could be.
Oh.
You want
Uh,
a 2-night stay in my bedroom. Yay.
almost time for Vanessa's birthday. Well, you got a few months still there.
Me too, Vanessa. We have the same birthday, don't we?
Do you guys have the same birthday?
Or
You're both
Think-
December.
A couple days if it wasn't the
Yeah.
same.
There's a
hers
series-
is the 7th. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
One of my birth chart apps.
I didn't see that show for sure. I don't remember unless my grandparents were watching. I was sitting there. But I pulled up online. I saw he did the Truman Capote stuff, so I figured, yeah, it must have been pretty serious. Well, that was us probably better than drugging your days. Well, no, that didn't come around to the 80s.
Wait,
that we know.
That we know. Well, I would say the 80s when it really, yeah.
Does anyone have a problem with Cosby having done the Kids Say the Darndest Things show? Just say.
No, I mean they were kids. I mean, he wasn't messing with no kids.
Yeah, he was just messing with them, like
No, he was after the moms.
You know,
It was the moms.
It was the moms.
I mean, let's face it. Like Bill didn't create the casting couch. That was always in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Are you defending him?
No, I'm pointing out a fact. He's not the one that created it.
There was the bad thing.
I can guarantee there were tons of people that went to the Playboy Mansion and Hugh Hefner and them were probably doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing, but nobody said a word.
Yeah.
Like if someone said Hugh Hefner was out on Epstein Island, I wouldn't be surprised by it.
Yeah.
They'd say it now because he's dead. That's the whole thing. Like they say stuff about Hefner now,
Right,
and they didn't.
They were afraid. They were afraid. Well, but I feel like the women with Hugh Hefner is they kept quiet because they were getting something lucrative.
They're getting paid. They were getting paid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when old men date young women, everybody wants to, or when it's like old men get a hot girl and then the young girl's getting something out of it too. It's like you can't judge him for just going after the hot women. They're getting something out of it too. Like they're both being, you know,
it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was the one like they had a thing where it was the one chick Holly, I guess that was the one that was a senior in the ranks of the Playboy women. She was like the senior one, right? And apparently she was talking about how they had to roll him over on top of her before to have sex one time, and it was just like, yeah, but you didn't leave,
right?
Yeah. You know, so it wasn't like anybody was being kept there that's ever come out against their will. So it's kind of like when they say stuff, it's like, yeah, but you were kind of getting something out of it as well. So
they were using him as much as he was using
them.
Yeah. Like both ways.
Yeah. And that's the one thing about the whole Cosby thing, at least when people came forward, it was like when he was still here and he could be out there, you know, versus like, well, let's wait till he dies and we start telling stories.
I mean, he was also drugging them too.
Yeah.
Without their knowledge.
The worst thing is with Cosby, as much as he did several terrible, terrible things, he's still funny. And
he's definitely still funny.
His stand-up was fucking hilarious.
I mean, I know people that still I know people who still listen to R. Kelly music. I mean, they still go out and buy R. Kelly stuff, and it's like, you know.
That's what
Can you separate the art from the act? Is the question.
I think you can.
No one is all bad and no one is all good. You know, like we all have a little good and we all have a little bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the percentages offset each other sometimes, but
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if someone like Hitler came out and you found he could sing a great opera song, would you buy the opera album knowing it was Hitler?
You're silly. Hitler was a painter. He did landscape. And actually, they're not terrible. They're not great.
I mean, is there a limit though? Is there a limit though where you say no? I can't separate that.
So would you want a Hitler original painting in your house? Is the question. I don't think I would go for a Hitler original painting in my house.
Right.
I think he pushed the nozzle too far. And therefore, no. Genocide is a different thing than I mean, they're all bad, but still.
It's like Hitler, Mussolini, mate. No, Hitler.
when the word atrocities comes up in the description of you, like that's
yeah.
I don't like Hobby Lobby, but like I'm not gonna say Hobby Lobby committed atrocities, but you know, like
but they definitely offended a group or whatever, and it's kind of like, you know, Todd's in the sports like I am, but every time you go to a sporting event, you hear the Gary Glitter song, and it's like, yeah, he left the country after he was doing stuff to minors, but yet they still play his music all these years later. Yes. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like some people can separate the art from the actual act.
Well, Jerry Lee Lewis did the same. Elvis did the same. There's a lot of musical artists that were with younger people.
Yeah.
Mal, I've got your chart in here too, March 8th.
Yeah.
I've got your birth chart in here.
You have my
Mal
birth
was
chart?
Mal was the
Yeah,
day
because
before
Hey,
me.
just going through all that, getting everybody's
Like apparently one night when we were on here, I asked for your information so I could pull up your birth chart.
Oh,
I've got,
She's got Vanessa's
look
also.
at how many birth charts. I have like 4 apps, and this is like I've got so many birth charts on here. I've got Vanessa's. Let's see. Oh my gosh! Like you don't, like in some of them I just meet strangers. Like one's called P Lady, one's called Nicole B's friend. Like I don't even know who half of these people. I got 2 Brian's in here. Like
Needs to be like a Miss Cleo segment to your channel when you come up with
Yeah,
that.
no kidding.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't know. Let's
I'm afraid
see.
I'm going to have to run down for another beer.
Yes, I was about to do the same. So go ahead.
I'll be back.
Rod, you don't know what time you were born, though, do you? Because I would have yours in here if you did.
The time I was born was the right time.
The right time.
Come on, that
Now,
was
Like
good.
a Pisces.
That was good. That was good. The right time. I wasn't early. I wasn't late. I was at the right time. That's something they put on your certificate.
The
I
right
probably do
time.
have it around here. Then, yeah. The time you actually actual time.
Yours just says the right time.
Yeah.
That's how a doctor signed it. Right time.
Well, it's
On your
like
way.
your original one, like the one your mom got from the hospital. Because, like, if you go get one from, like, I didn't have my original one, so I had to go to, like, the government office,
County,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever, to get a copy of it. And it doesn't have the time, I don't think.
Yeah.
To get my passport, I had to have a birth certificate.
Yeah.
The official one.
Yeah, because when I was in Little League, we had to go all the way to like Frankfurt.
That's where I had
Kentucky.
to
Is
go
that
to
where you
get
had go?
mine.
Okay, yeah, because
For my passport.
we were born in Louisville,
Yeah.
so technically, Kentuckian.
Yeah, right. You're a Pisces, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but like you've got some fire in your chart somewhere. Like you're not just a Pisces is, I believe, a water sign, and like you're not a water personality.
I'm a water. Why? He mean I'm not a water personality. I like water.
Waters are very emotional and sensitive and moody and kind of like.
You know why? You know why? Because I'm cold as ice, and ice comes from water. So
that's
I'm just
thing
cold.
a fire person would say.
I'm water frozen. I'm water frozen, baby.
Yeah.
I'm ice, like the Iceman. Top Gun.
I'm gonna go drink that bourbon.
Yes, drink about 3 more shots of it.
And as long as Santa keeps drinking the 9%, I'll keep drinking the bourbon.
Oh my god. Todd's got a 13% over there I'm wanting to try.
This is 12.
Oh, there you go.
That 12%. This is bad for me, Rod. I should
No,
not
you're good. You're good.
stick to my Miller Lights.
This is like when you're in school and you went from the not cool table to the cool table. Now you're at the cool table. It's like
The cool kids.
yeah. The other friends like, where are you going? Where are you going? They're like, oh, the cool kid. I mean, the other kids asked me to sit with them.
I'm vibing with it.
I'm a cool kid now, huh?
Oh. Case, I did not realize you were from Connecticut for one, and I did not know Connecticut was the nutmeg state. So you're from where Vanessa is.
I always wondered where nutmeg to palmetto came from.
Now we know Connecticut.
No, that's just the nutmeg part. The palmetto, is that the tree or the cheese?
Palmetto
Well,
is the palmetto's the tree.
Yeah, I was
But-
thinking pimento though. I never really thought pimento cheese. I was,
Nutmeg to pimento.
yeah. I mean, I know it was palmetto.
The
but
strong ales kicking in.
I know it was palmetto, but I always saw it and I didn't think about it, and I thought palmetto tree. Nutmeg.
Yeah.
That would make sense if Connecticut's nutmeg, palmetto's.
But is Palmetto South Carolina then?
I would think so.
I didn't know where palmettos were from. Yeah.
It's like a palm tree.
Yeah,
Is it?
Say that's
Yeah.
Well, it's PALM, so that would make sense. Palmetto, like a palm tree.
But the stickers and stuff you get when you go to like Myrtle Beach and stuff, they're at the South Carolina
Yep,
thing.
December
over
1st.
there.
Yeah.
Tree thing.
61. What up, Trez? Cheers, my friend.
As
Happy Thursday.
At 4:31 a.m. Vanessa. Oh yeah, she's Sag Sun, Virgo Moon, and a Scorpio rising.
Whatever that is.
I don't know what that means.
How empty that side of her chart is, and how full that side is.
Again.
I agree. That's what it's usually called in, I think, about all 50 states now. I believe.
I think we're onto something there.
Yes.
I'd say that's
Yeah.
the category it falls into for sure.
Yeah. Although some states still have statute of limitations on it, so it's kind of like, I feel like you did something like that. I don't know. I mean, because there was somebody that was in something, I thought, like out in California, and then people came forward, but they couldn't prosecute because it was past the time already. I'm like, if you do,
that's the thing, though. It's like you don't necessarily, like, if it happened to you years ago and a bunch of other people are coming out, you might come out and say it to give people that has happened to more recently the courage to come out.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to be charged, like, for them to go to jail for you, but.
Right. I agree, Paul. Can't blame anyone for MILF appreciation. You think about the 80s movies back in the day, the comedy, that was all like MILF appreciation, the movies they were doing back then, where it was like the friend of a teenager had something going on with the friend's mom type thing, and it was like these older women were the desire thing. Yeah.
Mrs. Robinson, Jesse's mom.
Yes, and then that video from
Stacey's mom.
She Will Be
Stacey's
Loved,
mom.
Kelly Preston.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Well, that was the whole Stifler thing in American Pie, because Stifler and what you call his mom, like.
No, it's She Will Be Loved. Kelly Preston's the mom, and then the boy is dating the daughter, and then Kelly Preston's the mom, and then he has an affair with the mom.
Yeah. I can't paint and sing, so maybe I should start a Reich and roll. Sagittarius for the win.
Yes, Paul's a Sag apparently too.
Figure if I go for a psychic reading, the reader might have severe troubles after I left. With your past, Vanessa, if they're a real psychic, maybe.
Okay, but I do need. Hang on. Paul, let me get my chart out here because I'm going to need the location also, but let me get into my app.
During the blizzard, because that's when hell froze over, Paul, when you were born.
I need the day, the year, the time, and the place.
The date and the time is right there. December, the year.
The year, yeah.
And hell's coming with me.
Hang on, let me I got
Tombstone.
Yes.
You tell them I'm coming. Kind of getting tanked, telling people when they're going to die.
No. You know, the funny thing is everybody, like, I'm not even tanked. I've not even finished the whole beer yet. But
watch out for those Twitter signs. #squirter.
Only Paul for sure would.
Apparently, nobody need Urban Dictionary for that one with the laughs going around.
I got that one real fast.
No, so we have a kid staying with us. He's 16 years old, and I love him. And we were talking about like the new slang terms or whatever that these kids are using now. Do you know what a bop is?
I don't know what it is. I've heard bop like on some things, but I don't know what it is because it's like a younger generation thing.
Like for us, a bop would be a good song. For them, apparently, it's just like a hoe. Like that's
the hoe. That's okay.
Yeah.
Hoes are now bops. Okay.
Yeah, they're bops. And then
is that what bop is about? Like he's going through a bunch of hoes. Bop, bop, bop.
Yeah, because now it's like I forget all the other ones, but it's just like
I can't keep up with it all if they keep changing the meanings of everything.
There's something called a skibbity something. Hang on, I got two things going on in my head right now.
And then when's that never not the case?
It sounds like something out of a jazz tune. Skibbity, skibbity, skibbity.
Yeah. Okay.
Adieu. I skibbity that bop. my
send me-
goodness.
Paul,
I got
send me
1981. 1981. That's
your-
when Paul.
Send me my fucking notebook. In this
I always tell you to bring your notebook.
You do say that every time.
Every time.
Let me write it
Bruce
down.
Gervin, Rod J. Ever seen him in the same place?
No.
No, we have not been in the Iceman. Iceman was a bad man back in the day, though. He'd be older than me, though. There, Chase.
13th, I think.
Was it December the 11th?
Man.
In what year?
Well, no, Paul was December 16th,
16th.
16th.
What year?
81,
At 4 or something in the morning? Or what?
4:30 a.m. during a blizzard.
But what city and state?
Well, I think PA, right, Paul? What city if it was PA?
Yeah, so
Well, Paul's actually lived in other parts, I think, now I think about it. So it might not have been.
Paul is a Renaissance man.
Vanessa knows had a few combos in chats before.
Let's see.
Hot apple pie has got to hurt. Well, but that's what it feels like is apple pie.
Okay.
That went over your guy. She's talking about American Pie.
That's what I was going to say. I was like,
Todd got it.
I got it.
That's what I was going to say too.
I got it, but I just think it's been used too many times, and I didn't think it was that funny.
I thought it was funny, Vanessa. I got a kick out of it.
Yeah, I thought it was funny too. So
Okay.
that's the boys in this thing, Rod. You know.
What's it feel like? It feels like apple pie.
You know, people never looked at flute players the same after that.
Yeah.
That is true.
Eugene Levy just said it like in the perfect, just straight. Like Eugene Levy is one of those great comedians to watch. Like his delivery is always pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Riz. What do you think Riz means? That's like a slang term for the kids now too.
Riz.
Yeah.
Riz.
I know in Warzone they say it for resuscitate or something, but
It means like charisma.
charisma. So it's just
Yeah.
Riz. Yeah.
They say, "Oh, Rod, you got Riz."
Yeah, I don't know how to use
Rod's
them in
Riz.
sentence.
Or, yeah,
I don't like that getting Riz. I feel like that's like getting ski.
No.
Like I don't like that. Don't say it that way. Don't say Rod got Riz. I don't like that.
I do remember this one. Ohio. What does Ohio mean?
OHIO. I don't know. What's that supposed to mean?
I don't say that.
It
Are we
means
rewrite? It means what?
loser.
Oh, Ohio. Wow. Okay. Did not know that.
Yeah, I can get behind that one. He's not from Ohio. He wasn't from Ohio.
Well, I know. Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
lived in Kentucky.
Yeah. December 1st was an unusually warm day. My dad said he told me I just laid there in his arms. She was
Aw.
born on December 1st.
Oh, yeah, that's so sweet.
He said I was far different than his other 3 kids born so far. I did not cry at all, he said.
You're like, I gotta get busy making
Yeah,
some
she's
shit.
like, I got shit to do.
Yeah. She was like, it was freaking warm in there. Why am I out here now?
Gotta build
Watermelon,
some
fresh
fires.
out of warm oven. I was just thinking the whole warmth. Yeah. Does an apple dumpling easier than apple pie? More handheld, sort of. I mean,
I think it would work out better if you had a bigger hot dog.
a
If you
bigger
had
hot
a little
dog.
hot dog, I think a apple pie would be adequate, but if you had a bigger hot dog, you would need an apple dumpling.
Maybe thinking apple.
Good night, everybody.
Maybe thinking the apple dumpling gang back in the day, the old Disney show.
Makes sense now. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. I was born in the only town in Pennsylvania. Google it, so I don't give it all my info.
Oh Jesus Christ! Just text me or send me a message on Facebook. Oh, Pittsburgh? Does he mean Pittsburgh?
The only town. So town in quotes means
Oh, okay.
town is in the title. Think of Billy Joel. No, not Billy Joel. Yeah, Billy Joel. Think of Billy Joel. Not Uptown. But another song another song famous about Pennsylvania. Mal, you were a music teacher. You know what I'm talking about.
Was
I'll
it
just-
Wallacestown, Watertown? What was it?
Think of Home Improvement. Tim.
The Tool Man Taylor.
Real name, and then put town behind it. Tim's real last name, and put town.
Allentown.
Oh,
We got it here
Oh
in
my-
Allentown.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I hope I never get you guys anything for like password because you guys are terrible.
Terrible.
I'm over on Celebrity Passport. I'll be like, no, I need a new partner. I can't work with these three.
You know, that's really funny. 'Cause we were doing our beer reviews the other night. We were, you know, feeling pretty good, and we were like, I was like, hey, let's play Heads Up. You ever play Heads Up with your phone? It's like it's a game, and it has a word. You play it in teams, but
We did back in the day. We did it with cards. You have a card you put on your forehead.
but
Yeah,
like trades
And
or
you-
like catchphrases.
yeah.
You got to get the person to say like what's on the screen.
What's on the card or whatever? You got to guess what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We played that after we did our beer reviews.
Yeah, and it records you, so it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
to
so-
watch.
Cheers, Dave.
Yeah. Okay.
What's
let's
up,
see
Dave?
here.
What's going on, my friend? Happy Thursday. Hopefully the back is getting better. I know you're back working.
Yay.
What's up, Jimmy? Beer professor in the house. Cheers.
You all were so wrong.
The apple fritter gang makes me think of a very odd Chinese finger trap. Apple fritter.
That's weird.
What was so wrong? How were we wrong? How were we wrong, Shannon?
It
'Cause it was
wasn't
wrong.
Allen. It wasn't
It
Allentown.
was the wrong city.
Well, that's the town. That's town in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
That's the
it
town
is.
Paul was born in, though.
Well, he said the only town. I didn't know there was another town.
Hey, let's just move on.
I use lines of Shakespearean sonnets to figure out passwords now. Some must be over 20 characters long for my government
Oh,
accounts.
Yeah,
That
ridiculous.
sucks.
Vanessa's just on a different level. I think we all can agree to that. Shannon, December 9th, 1973, 1:04 p.m. Am I going to make it until Thanksgiving? That's from Emerson.
Didn't give me your
I love you, Vanessa. Or no, this is Emerson. I love you.
That's Emerson, yeah.
Hilarious.
We're not another December.
Ooh, another
Yeah.
Sag.
He wants to make it to the Thanksgiving meal. At least give him that.
Well, he didn't say what town though.
Yeah, I need to know now.
Yeah. Yeah,
And your
this
social security number.
is the shit that this is the shit that happens here.
Your social security and your bank account works just fine. You're like, we'll get back to
No,
you.
Todd, you say bank account, they get a little suspicious.
Well, while Miss Cleo does that, I'm gonna get a beer. I know you got a beer, Mal. If you want to tell the kids about your beer, that's fine
Yeah.
too.
So these were all out of the same pack, but this one's called Sticky Ichthyosaurus. If you want something terrible to drink, no, Sticky Ichthyosaurus. It's a hazy IPA with guava from Storm Peak Brewing Company. It's a 6.9% ABV. So, I mean, hazy IPA with guava. Pretty straightforward. And honestly, it is absolutely delicious. Like, lovely. You get the guava, you get the juice front hazy IPA, you get a dry finish like the pith of a grapefruit.
I was gonna say it kind of has a grapefruit color.
Yeah, it's just delicious. I really enjoy this one. So hats off to Storm Peak Brewing Company. I don't know where they're located, actually. This was like a pack where things came from different places. So I was hoping somewhere on here it would say where they're from, but I'm not seeing it because it's canned by somebody else. It's made in one place and canned in another.
What was it called again?
Sticky Ichthyosaurus.
Icky the source?
Ichthyosaurus.
Ichthyosaurus.
It's the dinosaur that was like the fish with the long nose and the teeth and the biting and the death.
Okay.
Ooh, I like it.
But this is a really delicious beer. So Storm Peak Brewing Company did a nice job.
Oh, Storm Peak. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna check this one out. Check. Get it? Because it's a Czech Pilsner. It's a Czech Pilsner. So I'm gonna check this one out. There you
Oh
go.
my God, that was awful.
It was awful, but hey,
Awful.
it's Thursday night. This is from Pangea. This is actually one that Chase brought to our thing. It's going to be the Take Me to the River from, what is that? Reedy River Riot. Kind of interesting there. Take Me to the River. There's a lot of stuff happening. I don't know about that character there, but you know.
Looks like a soccer ball.
That's like a soccer ball, but it's like a taped up soccer ball or something, like a shit kicked out of it. 5.3% ABV. In support of our favorite soccer club, the Greenville Triumph. We decided to partner with their fan base, the Reedy River Riot. That's the actual name of it. So I guess it's not Take Me to the River. To support them more fully, we made a beer that all Triumph fans can enjoy, or anyone for that matter. So it doesn't really matter who's drinking it. Okay. This Amber Czech Pilsner has a delicious malty sweetness that our beer drinkers are sure to enjoy. Pretty confident about yourselves there. You know, you can put that out there. Somebody might not enjoy it. I'm just saying. So I'm going to crack this one open. Thank you, Chase, my friend. Oh, spitting at me. Haktua out the can.
Haktua.
Spit
Hey,
on
Mal,
me.
was that a collaboration with Melvin Brewing?
Yes, it was.
Ooh, very nice.
6.9%.
Yeah.
45
This-
IB.
Holy cow. This thing spit at me and just blew the head up like crazy. Look at that head.
Oh,
my
jeez.
God, Rod.
That's what
Yeah.
she would have said if she kept going on that.
No, she wouldn't have.
I guess that's why she Haktua'd it. It's like
Probably. Yeah.
Or by now she's left.
well, I gotta let that baby settle. Put it in the pool. But anyway.
Okay, let's see here. This is are very similar.
Ooh, Emerson.
Emerson says shit, Shannon. Olean, New York.
Oh shit. Hey, you're all gonna have to like go to my TikTok and follow the link and my PayPal.
I didn't even know you had it. I didn't even know you had a TikTok.
I don't.
You do now. You do now. Put it out there.
Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah, I do have it. I bet I don't post it. Oh yeah, I have posted like 2 videos. One of you
Yeah.
dancing and one of you snoring.
Oh.
Those?
Yeah, I posted them.
Are you getting hits on it?
It's
It might be
called-
viral. It might
it's
be going
called-
viral.
SS Shannon 1 or something like Shit Show Shannon. SS Shannon, I think the number 1 or something like that.
You can see Todd snoring and dancing.
Yeah,
And dancing.
and Dan-
I think itchy is the prefix for fish stuff anyway. Ixty. Ichthy? It's like Mike Tyson. Ichthy.
yeah.
It's like ichthy. You got to talk like Mike Tyson on that one.
Ichthyosaurus.
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. It's Ichthy. I'm Mike Tyson. Can I have an Ichthy beer? A what beer, Mike? Ichthy. It's the Ichthy beer.
No. It's a sticky ichthyosaurus. You got to put sticky in front of it.
Rod, I think, don't quote me that the Riot are the super fans. Yes, it is. That's what's off the label there.
You are not
Ichthyosaurus. Ichthyosaurus, derived from Greek meaning fish, and sauros, meaning lizard, is a genus of Ichthyosaurus from the early Jurassic with possible late Triassic. They were reptiles, not dinosaurs. There you go.
Yep.
Now you know.
So you won't see them in the Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah.
Paul.
Believe me, you're lucky you lived this long. Paul knows Olean. He's like, you're lucky you lived this long.
Do what?
Paul and Vanessa have the same sun, moon, and rising. They're both Sag sun, Virgo moons, and Scorpio risings, which kind of makes sense because they're both very well-rounded people.
It's the Virgo-ness in them.
Oh, of course it is, Todd.
I felt like that was a little bit like, let me do my thing, Todd. You don't be jumping into my mix over here. She's like, don't you talk down to Todd on my show.
Nor do I try.
He's Virgo, and he thinks, oh, Virgo, if there's Virgo, then they're amazing because he's a Virgo.
Well, absolutely. Why wouldn't I think that?
Yeah, but Vanessa was born at 4:31 a.m. and he was born at 4:30.
Okay, that's settled in now. There you go.
They're
looks better.
amazing.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely
that's
looks better.
Wow.
Oh, I like the spice from the hops though. It got the pepper, the pepper feel. I can't remember the last time I had a Czech Pilsner actually.
It's been a while. I haven't had one either in a long time.
I had tacos earlier. Well, I had burrito. I actually had a bowl earlier, but basically tacos without the tortilla. This would have been bad to have with it.
Wow.
Little salt back. Huh?
Oh, I thought you said it would have been bad.
No, it wouldn't have been.
Oh. What was that Mexican beer we had when I met you and Donnie? I liked that one. At that La Katrina or whatever.
No, I don't know. I'm not sure what you were drinking.
It was what you and Donnie were both drinking it. It was a can you all were down at Hot Dogs and you went down there to La Katrina and I met you guys down there and you were having a Mexican beer and I was just like, give me one of those.
Yeah, sure.
This is a Mexican lager?
A red can. Yeah, I think it was a Mexican lager. I'm thinking it started with a T, but I could be wrong.
That was on draft.
It could have been. Who knows?
Pretty sure it was on draft. I don't remember what it was, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I know Not for Rossi's out now, which Imperial Red Ale from Great Lakes is always good.
That one's nice. Yeah, I like that one.
Dave had said on his podcast last week. I do get some of the Great Lakes stuff here, so I'll probably pick that up.
La Katrina.
Look, these two couples channel about to launch and give lip to the legend. The Eagles are catching up to the rest of it, right? Right? You know, the two new kids on the block coming out. They're coming out uppity already. They haven't even launched their channel yet. You know, and I'm getting abused. Opening my last Dragon's Milk Stout Reserve. I'll replenish the cellar stuff next Friday. Oh, okay.
Oh, getting low. You need to be on top of that, man.
I haven't. It's been a while since I've had a Dragon's Milk. I actually saw their the one they got out now. Isn't it? It's not the oatmeal cookie. It's chocolate. They got the one variant out now. I can't remember what it is offhand. I want to say it's like chocolate chip something, but it's not. It's one I've had before though. It's always good.
Vanessa, sorry,
go
ahead.
No, I said only Dragon's Milk I haven't had yet. I wanted that triple stash I haven't found yet. Triple mashed.
That Vanessa's favorite beer is Dragon's Milk because anytime I hear that, I always think of Vanessa.
It's between that and Guinness Foreign Extra Stout that
Yeah.
she likes the most. Yeah.
Yeah, Chu and Vanessa are obsessed with the Dragon's Milk. So
Although she's got into the left hand nitros now too, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do like a nitro. We need to
Those
get
are
some
good.
nitro. Is Dragon's Milk, is that from New Holland?
yes.
Look, yeah.
Because we went
It
to
is.
that brewery, and so Todd
Quietly, Shannon's drunk.
I'm the same beer.
Which is crazy because you usually put them down pretty good, taking your time.
Well,
You're becoming a connoisseur. You're becoming a connoisseur, taking your time.
So.
Yeah.
I went to Fistful, a brewery we go to a lot, and I always get Miller Lite. I walk in and just like last week or whatever when I went, and when they see me walk in, they always just give me a Miller Lite. And so I was like, I wasn't gonna have a Miller Lite, but I was like, it'll be a good starter. And then I was like, how many beers do you get in a flight? And they were like 4. And so I picked like 4 different beers, and I was there for like an hour, and I drank a Miller Lite and that flight, and that was it. Like, it slows me down a lot. I really,
When you and Stephanie was there or something?
yeah.
Oh.
And it was, I really liked one, and it was a rye beer. It was my favorite.
Yeah, they do have it.
Yeah.
Their rye beer, I was like, it was the last one I had, and it was so good. But they have like a dill pickle sour too.
Mm.
Oh, you doing the pickle? You getting into the pickle sours?
I mean, I can drink a little, like most sours. I can drink a little bit, but I don't want a whole can of it.
Did anybody see TK's pickle chug?
No.
That's hilarious. He did a shortly to chug out a pickle after he did a pickle review on it. It's funny. You have to watch it there. So, yeah. He's not a huge fan of them, but it's funny.
Me either.
Yeah.
I enjoy the pickle beers quite a bit, but I wouldn't want to chug one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to finish this. I guess I'll chug it or whatever. And he's just like, yeah.
I really
He was
like it.
not feeling it.
Have you all ever had this? It's really good.
Have not seen that one. That might be one because it's local. It might not be here.
That's
Yeah.
one out of Nashville.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I learned my facts about this beer because this is one of the beers. We did like 3 beer reviews that night, and this was the last one. And
Well, that's one we're gonna post.
yeah, and so.
Oh, I didn't even tell you guys when we were in Canada. I ran into a guy. He had on a tailgate brewing shirt when I was in Niagara. Which is out of Nashville, you know, tailgate brewing. So I was like, "Oh, you would tailgate or really?" Oh no, I just got started because he was from the States too, and we were talking about the beers and stuff. So, yeah,
You're such a schmoozer.
yeah. They got a lot of people getting cars now, right? Like Shane has added to the collection, got his cars. Chase has his. Brian has his. They're be networking. What it's all about. Out there shaking hands and making connections.
Being politics.
Yeah.
The reserve is the chocolate coffee one. Yeah, that's the one I think they have now. But they cut back. New Holland cut back on their offerings for the Dragon's Milk. They were doing like one every 4 months, and now it's kind of phased back a little.
I think they still have lots available at the tap room, but I think they just don't distribute as much the variants.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Daddy in the house. Cheers, my friend. Foggy Geezer IPA from War Pigs. Nice. Paul says, get that 13% brew cracked open soon. Live duo review.
There you go.
Oh, he poured me a glass.
But speaking of breweries, so you have to let Chew know. I don't know if he saw it or not. I don't know if you saw Atwater is getting taken over. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
So Atwater, and there's 4 of them. I can't remember the other 3 offhand, but they're all getting acquired by Tilray brands. They're getting sold back from like Miller. No, was Miller selling them back? No. Yeah, Miller was Miller. Did Miller have what is that one? I've had their beers before. I gotta look it up. See who it is. Tilray brands.
Bourbony taste.
The stash beers, Hop Stash, Bubble Stash, all of them.
Yeah.
They're going under Tilray. I think Miller owned them, but they're selling them off now. Yeah, here we go. Molson Coors, not Miller. Hop Valley, Terrapin, which is another one. That's like in Brian's territory. Revolver and Atwater are all going to be purchased by Tilray brands, which is kind of shocking, you know. I mean, not shocking because companies are getting bought, breweries are being bought, but shocking is because like Atwater had been solo, like doing their thing for so long, and now it's gonna be weird. So like they're a staple of Detroit, and they're gonna be under.
Now, I will say when we were there, the times we went like midday kind of stuff because we wanted it a little quieter while we were filming and everything, but they were never crazy busy, and I think they were having a lot of trouble finding employees. Reliable employees, because the 2 times we went, the kitchen wasn't open and they didn't have enough cooks or whatever else. So I know they ran into some issues over the last few years. That's one of the reasons we wanted to film there and just kind of come out there. But so I know they had some troubles for a while there.
Yeah.
I did get to be in there once though. That was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We had a blast.
So Tilray gets those 4, but they're actually under their portfolio. They also have Sweetwater out of Georgia, Montauk, Alpine, which I didn't realize was under them now, Green Flash, I didn't realize they were under them, Shock Top, Breckenridge, Blue Point, 10 Barrel, Red Hook, Widmer, Square Mile Cider, Highball Energy, and Happy Flowers CBD. So they're all under Tilray now, which is a pretty good portfolio to have of the different ones. Yeah. So they're, you know, and they're not like the macro driven as much as the other evil empires, but hopefully at some point they'll start to they'll get some of the THC drinks out since they're like a big staple of the marijuana, the Mary Jane, as the kids call it, the cannabis.
Empires. I'm waiting for the death march to start.
Why do you say that? Because it was playing in my head when I said that.
Yeah,
so,
I bet it was.
But But the evil empire decided to cut these other ones loose, Molson Coors. So yeah. Not missing networking. It's all about the networking. Hello to Big Daddy. Hello to Vanessa. There you go. But I will say the Czech Pilsner is pretty decent going down. So definitely a nice one and crisp, clean, a little bit grassy, but not bad. Again, I like a little bit of a spice kick in there. So having a little bit of that peppery and a little bit of a almost a salty type feel to it. Get a good look at that. You get good lacing. Glasses, nice lacing
Yeah,
right
that is
there.
nice.
So pretty good quality taking place. A little bit of a lemon in there too, like a lemon lime type thing. Yeah, not bad. Floral. So there you go. But yeah, that was like something I saw earlier with Tilray. I didn't really do much beer news type stuff, but that was kind of interesting.
That's what I told Todd when we were doing our beer review. We were sitting there and he just kept talking and talking. I'm like, would you just fucking taste the beer already? Jesus.
You open it and just drink it.
No,
so.
I smell it, but I'm just like, we can only talk about it for so long. How about you taste it? Like, well, people want to know how it's
Part of the
And see, that right there should be part of the video. That adds such good part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't cut that part out.
It's the play between the two of you that makes it better.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the videos are so long and you be cut
well,
down.
they're not
some.
like the longest one was like almost 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But that was the longest one. But after I cut the beginning and the end off, I've got
they won't be that.
I've got it down to like 7, I think, so far. Yeah, but
that's not terrible.
But
I mean, what would you say the length should be? 5 to 7 is okay, right?
For the video, it can be as long as you want it to be, as long as you keep the interest. I mean, it's there's no wrong answer.
Well,
I mean,
some of our friends do 20-minute videos on one beer, and some do, for example, 60-second sips or 5-minute flights. I mean,
I just feel like sometimes the longer videos you lose interest a lot faster than.
I mean, it depends. I mean,
if you two are bickering the whole time, people will watch.
Oh, if you're bickering, yeah, people will definitely watch for the bickering. Because that has the entertainment factor. So if you have the entertainment factor.
On my crafting videos, people loved when Chu and I were bickering. Like they found that funny. So yeah.
Yeah, we're arguing that we're not bickering, but we're bickering. We're bickering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, once you start doing it, you'll have to start. You'll do it when you'll start seeing your analytics on stuff, and it'll gauge like how long people are kind of staying with your video and retention. And you'll know what you want to cut out or not cut out, or
you can watch that,
or you can just do it and not even worry about it if you're just doing it. Do it, but
I don't look at that shit.
Yeah, so it all depends what you want to do. If you want to do it just to have like a little thing to share your stories, or if you want to take the channel and try to blow it up as a thing. That's what it all comes down to.
Stay connected to the people that like our Canada group. Like I want to do it like to stay connected to all of it, like because that's like when I started to post that video in the beer tube, the group on. I was just like, here's this, and I'm like, little message.
Cheers, Kettle.
I was like, yes, I just miss you guys so much.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing is as long as you're authentic and you're entertaining and you take as long as you need to tell your story, and then after your story, just cut it and move it. Like, so, yeah.
And I get bored really easy. So maybe I'm like a little too like cutthroat.
I like it now where I'm like usually under 4 minutes or so, maybe if that. So depending. So like I said, it's all a matter if you want to do that. But like our buddy James, he'll do like 25 minutes. But he always tells stories with this beer and stuff too. He's got the Scottish accent. I think people hang in because he has that Scottish accent, so they're all hooked into it as well. So yeah. So it's a matter of what works for you, right? So yeah. Or and some people just do like mainly more like even live streams and stuff. Like Sammy, he does all the stuff just live streams. He doesn't even do editing. It's just all live streams, all his videos, and he's been growing that channel doing it that way. So if you could do it like that.
I would like to just like get to the point where
it's kind of what we've done.
We know what, like, we don't have like that little not that we have dead space because we were talking the whole time, but it's just like,
Yeah, there wasn't no dead space.
it's just not like, it's just not. It's like
was
nobody
the-
wants to hear that.
It was the
shit.
bannering, as you called it, I
Yeah.
guess.
The bannering. Oh, not yet, Big Daddy, but it's coming, my friend. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. Somebody probably said it to you at one point. But
His
but the
name ain't
channel.
Big Daddy Mojo for nothing.
Oh,
But
they
it's-
got a channel, but it's high dollar. There's a channel, all right. Oh yeah,
But the
Next.
channel will be launched.
Next.
Yeah.
it's behind a paywall though.
But
Yeah.
I feel like our thing kind of was like when we first did our first few videos, Todd like took the lead, like, you know, talking about the beer and stuff, and then I
Hence their
tasted.
channel.
I know, but like I don't have that much to offer when it comes to like the knowledge of the beer. Like I'm
Well, I
just,
was just trying to tell.
hey, calm down, let me
I
finish.
I was telling you. I wasn't telling them.
So
See,
I was like,
that's all the good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there.
So-
That was it.
yeah. So I'm like,
There'll be plenty of that. Then.
let me take over. Let me introduce the beer because I can just spit off facts or whatever, and then
Hop
you
to
can, hop to it. I'm not gonna say but I just did. But it's, you know, I'm
Two
like,
on a thing.
so I'm just like, let me kind of start it off, and then because you have the knowledge and the words for that stuff. So I feel like I when we first started, I was like, I don't really feel like I have a part in this because I'm just sitting there tasting it and saying, yeah, this tastes like a beer, you know. So
So
I think
you know,
that's a little bit better.
Chu had the same problem though. Like I would ask him, "Hey, what does this one taste like?" And he would taste it. He's like, "Wet," because like
Yeah,
but over time, like he started differentiating and seeing the differences, and he got more into it. Now, I mean, he'll come up with stuff that I didn't even think of when I tried a beer, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
So he came to it eventually, but when we started, he wasn't even going to talk or like have his hand in or anything.
right.
He wasn't going to be part of it at all. And now I can't even film a video without him in it. Like I can't do it because
Yeah.
he needs to be part of it, you know? It made a huge
Right.
difference. It really did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what will be will be. Or
Sounds like a
won't.
movie title.
Sure, probably.
I think it's Sarah Sarah, isn't it?
What will be coming to a theater near you soon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Que Sarah Sarah.
Yeah, so when you do it, you put yourself in the right mindset when you guys do it as well. Like
Yeah.
you say you can pick up thing. Like one thing I always say is like you don't want to have any sounds and stuff like in the background because that distracts when you focus into it.
Oh,
And one thing you can do, like when you first start to get used to it, you can like close your eyes to get the flavor stuff. Just imagine what you're pulling out of the thing,
You know,
so you're
that
more
is-
focused in.
that is so funny you say that because, like, one of our very first ones that we did, I watched the video back and my eyes were closed for like half of the video because I was like tasting it and like I just kept like I'd open my eyes and then I'd taste it and my eyes would be closed. Like I was just like feeling it all.
Well,
Yeah,
you take
so-
away one sense to heighten the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. So all that kind of goes into play, and then the proper way, like you can sniff doing like one sniff, or you can do like the triple sniff, which is like 3 fast sniffs.
Or
You
the
can also
drive-by
put-
snip. What?
or you can put your hand over the glass when you sniff, and that helps it to make the aroma come out a little bit more for you as
I
you're
feel
getting
like
used to it.
You're laughing, but the guy who invented the Cicerone system has the drive-by sniff that he told people on YouTube that you could do this drive-by thing, and it was like supposed to be a way to sniff. And I thought it was really funny.
I've never seen a drive-by sniff. Maybe so. Maybe I'm just saying I haven't seen it. Like
Cicerone did
Right.
that.
Depends
You
Depends
take
on
the glass, you go
speaker.
Right.
drive-by sniff.
It
Yeah.
sounded like you were giving a tutorial about how a man should have a woman smell the rag with chloroform on it.
I don't know how you got to that point, but okay.
The sniff,
I've never.
you do the
I've,
sniff, and then close your eyes. Close your eyes. And sniff 3 times. Yeah.
I don't know. We got to a party at Bill Cosby's house, but yeah, okay.
Oh my God, these beers are hitting me so hard.
You only had the one, you said, right?
Yeah, but then he poured me just like a little bit of this one, and this one is so good.
It
Is
is.
that the 12% or 13?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
the
the
pour
phase
of it
3.
feels like a stout.
It's so
Does it feel
good.
like a stout? It feels like a stout. Like the texture.
It's thicker than a porter for
yes,
sure.
the viscosity.
Yeah.
is-
Oh, there you go. Look at you with the viscosity. Nice. See,
But
that's
not
get
just a beer term. That's a fluid term.
That's
no, but it gets used in beer. It gets used in beer. That gets used in beer a lot.
That was 4 whole syllables, though. We don't do 4 syllable words on this show very often.
I'm a beer
Yeah.
girl now.
So anyway, the viscosity of this beer.
No, so my daughter went away to college, and I'm heartbroken. And so I'm looking for new hobbies, and I saw this thing with I ordered a bunch of stuff
Oh God, here we go.
for a new hobby, and it's art, and I was looking at paints, and the high viscosity paint is
Picking up after Hitler, huh? Because he was a painter.
yeah. I'm
Wow,
so
this was a landscape painter.
So you ordered all that stuff?
from Temu.
No, that's good. You taking up a little hobby and do that, yeah.
Got any more table space to put?
No,
this
I
stuff
got to get
on?
rid of. I got to get rid of my $1,000 nail stuff.
That could be a segment. That could be a segment of your. That could be your segment of a channel, painting with the beer. You could be having a beer and doing paint like Paul does stuff.
Well, hey, baby steps, right? Baby steps.
I'm just saying, painting with the beer. It could be a special episode of your guys' channel.
Or it could be like a spinoff on my own channel.
It could be. It could be. I like how you're thinking. See, it's growing on you. You writing this in a notebook. You got the notebook there. You putting this down.
Yeah.
Write it down, write it down, write it down. You don't want to forget.
These are $1 million ideas. I'm trying to get you on Shark Tank, Shannon.
I
Yeah.
don't want money. I just want happiness. I mean, I'm happy. I just
Emerson
wanna-
says, I'm here to defend Choose Wet description. Carry on, King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
For the first 6 months that we videotaped, because you could hear me, I would ask him, "What do you think about it?" He's like, "It's fine," or "It's good," or "It's wet." Like he had no input whatsoever on the beers when we were at the breweries and we were doing the flights and stuff. It was about 6 months in before he started like, "Oh well, I taste this." I'm like, "Hey, I didn't even think of that. Cool." And now he's like right up there with me. Like he'll find flavors that I didn't even notice. So yeah, he just took a little time to get there, but it was really funny. It's okay.
What's your all's favorite element or aspect of a beer? Like mine is the smell. Like I love the smells. Like the story.
The aroma. You're a big fan of the aroma?
Yes. Yeah, aroma, not smells. Yeah, that makes me sound a little,
No, you're fine. No, the smell is
but
fine.
it
No.
does, but like it is what it is. But that is one thing when we were doing one of our reviews, I was like, which I've said this before, when I taste a beer, I'm like, at first I'm like, ugh, but it's like, we talk about the flavors and it's like got, 5 different things or whatever. And I'm most excited about, like, say it's a coffee flavor. And I'm like, I'll take a drink and I'm like, ugh, this don't taste like coffee. And then I'll say that immediately. And then if I sit there a minute, I'm like, oh my God, it does taste like coffee.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like a story. Like beers are like a story. It's like got a beginning, like a title, a body of the work, and an ending. Like it's like got all these different things, and it's like a whole story, a movie even.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, it's like that with Neapolitan stout. That was one of the first ones I was tasting.
Yeah.
Okay, I get the vanilla, the strawberry, the chocolate. I was like, it was.
But how do they do that?
I don't know. It's so good.
And see, that's the magical part of it, right? So you're sitting there you're doing a video on it, and you're like, how do you do? Like, yeah, that's what people like to tune in and see. Like,
yeah,
that is the best. That's the best one of that version of beer I've ever had from anybody. I've had a few Neapolitan ones, and Sagatuck kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who made that?
Sagatuck.
Yeah.
I just said it, Shan.
Yeah, right there where we were at. That's why we was up there. I was wanting to go to the brewery, but we couldn't. We never made time to go to it.
All of the world is telling me I need to go back to Michigan in the Holland Saugatuck area.
Of course, it is.
It is like the beer, the water, the weather, the
Holland, Michigan is
happiness.
lovely.
The weed.
Yeah, and
Holland, Michigan is lovely, except in winter. I would not want to be there in winter.
Not in the wintertime.
You're right off the lake,
Yeah.
and they get.
Unless unless you're a snow person or something or cold.
I am not.
By yourself.
Yeah.
no, I would be okay. You know, in Holland, they have a system. So when I went on my girls' trip up there, one of the women that I was with, her cousin lived up there, and he took us through Holland. And it was the second time I've been there, but he told us, like, in downtown Holland, they pump water from the lake under the roads, and it warms the roads when it snows and stuff and melts all yeah. And I'm like, I love the snow. I mean, I don't necessarily.
They also have a cute little downtown district where you can you can purchase a plastic cup at one of the bars or restaurants or whatever, get a beer, and you can walk around downtown with your plastic cup and your beer. Like it's open carry as you're in the downtown area, because they have it clearly delineated on a map, like on all the buildings, like where you can walk and stuff with your beer. But yeah, you're allowed to walk around with beer, which I thought was pretty cool.
They just started that in our city here.
They have a Holland clock company. Like my brother bought like this. My brother's bougie. He didn't grow up bougie, but he's bougie.
Cheers, Sammy. Yeah.
This like $400 cuckoo clock. And and it's like the company is in it's probably from actual Holland, but they have a Holland clock company in Holland, Michigan too, and it's like all these like little, it's got like all these like little Dutch people, and it's like this whole like sculpture thing, but it's really cool. But I'm like, $400 on a cuckoo clock? Are you stupid?
No, he's cuckoo.
He is cuckoo.
Makes sense now.
God, that is number 2 for the dad jokes for you tonight.
Only 2? Only 2? Well, I'm not a dad, so I'm limited. So I'm not a dad. So yeah.
2 major ones right there.
I'm borrowing Todd's material.
Oh my God. Our daughter's gone.
She's in college.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have kids, but my whole thing is like when I was a kid, it seemed like the whole thing was your parents had you. Okay. You're going through at a point. Okay. You're going to be 18. You got to make a decision in life. Got to go somewhere. And then when people go, it's like the parents are like, oh, they're gone. Like, wait a minute. You just got the whole time you want the kid to go ahead and leave and go somewhere. And now you're mad they're gone.
The whole life for now, so you're like,
It reminds me of when I had her, and when I had to go back to work that like first time and leave her, like that's what it reminds me of. But it's just like, and when she was here, we didn't really talk that much. She basically had her own apartment in the basement and did her own thing. And now I'm like fucking obsessed with her. I'm like calling her and FaceTiming her all the time. And you okay? You need anything?
That's what I told her last night. It's like, you talked to her more in the last 3 days than you have probably in the last 3 years.
Not the 3 years. Maybe 6 months.
You know what I meant, though.
But she actually likes me more too, because usually it's just like I talk to her and she'd be like, yes, no.
She's probably missing.
Hey, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
It is. Because when I left my house, I couldn't wait to get out. Like when we moved out together, it's like I cannot wait to get the hell out of this house and get into our apartment. And the first night we got there, I'm like, I'm not sleeping in our bed, because then that'll be our home. This will be my home, and my home's not here. My home's back there. And so I slept in the living room floor. I was like, I'm not sleeping in that bed. Like,
literally, she was like curled up like a baby.
I'm like, this is not my home. This isn't my home. And I couldn't wait to get out of my parents' house. So
yeah, I never had that. I was like, deuces, I'm out. I'm out off the WVU. Never look back.
And he slept in the floor with me too. When I wouldn't sleep in the bed, I'm like, I can't. I was so sad. He slept in the living room floor with me. And we went grocery shopping the first time. And my dad always had this thing about he wanted his ketchup in a glass bottle. Well, you know, they were always, you couldn't get glass bottles in ketchup anymore. It was all plastic, except for there was one brand. I can't remember. They don't even make the brand anymore.
Heinz, I think.
No, it wasn't Heinz. It was a different brand.
Del Monte?
I can't remember.
Heinz. Back then, it was like
Heinz was the glass,
Whatever.
but Del Monte did glass too, but I don't think you get Del Monte anymore.
Details. Anyway, so we were walking down the grocery store and I saw a bottle of glass ketchup. And we're like 10 minutes away from where I lived before. Like I couldn't, and I saw that glass bottle in Meyer and I just started crying in the middle.
Yeah, I was like, what does the matter? This glass bottle? Like,
Who
what?
the hell am I?
Ketchup. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. But my daughter, and she took the cat with her, and it's just like, I didn't know I was going to be an empty nester, and now I'm an empty nester.
You're supposed to look forward to it, I thought. I mean, I opted out the whole plan. I'm like, nope, that's not my plan. So
I mean, I'm 5 days in.
My dad had a rough time with it.
It's kind of both.
My dad had a rough
Every
time,
time-
but
Kind
now
of get
he's
the empty
fine.
nester, but then like right away,
Yeah.
you're happy about it too. So
Yeah, we can have sex behind the bar down in the basement, not have to worry about her walking in. So that's nice.
might be a little TMI for the fans watching, but that's okay.
Hey, it's a natural thing. Married people are supposed to do that.
They're like, wait a minute, they got a bar in the basement?
Oh no, that's the other thing. So I bought those lights. For our YouTube video. And Todd was at work and I set him up downstairs in front of the bar and stuff. And he walked down and I was like, look, it looks like we're getting ready to make a hostage video because all the lights are like in one
it did look
spot.
like it's gonna be. I was like, I need a bag over my head, just you know.
Like it looks like I'm like, tell your family how much you miss them and how much ransom money they need.
I was gonna hold a piece of paper, like, here's the date to be.
I just thought I'm like, if Peggy's watching, she's like, okay, I'm not standing next to that bar next time I come over.
Hey, it's a natural thing. How do you think you got here? Everybody has sex.
I agree, but it's just funny, just the way you put it out there. It was just hilarious. So like,
It's a natural thing.
You shouldn't be so shocked at this point, Rod.
I shouldn't be. You're right. You're right.
Way more detail.
I bet you could go into more detail.
But I'm not. We're saving that for our Patreon account.
or your OnlyFans, the OnlyFans channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
This small donation.
Oh, Sammy, it was a great time getting together with everybody. That was
Oh, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Beers are insane.
next year we're in Greenville, South Carolina, so that should be a blast as well.
It's gonna be so amazing.
Which is now ranked as the 5th highest city for beer in the country, apparently. So
Woo-hoo!
no shortage there.
Nice.
I can't wait. I miss everybody so much. That was
I
the
know, I
best
do
time
too.
ever.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But like an hour
So
to
much fun.
Asheville, so
I think a lot of people had like withdrawal after that. Like it felt like I should be hanging out with everybody. Like it should be
I
drinking
know.
right now. Yeah.
Yep.
I like
will
the analogy of beer being like a movie. Now I've said that. I wanted a 6-pack of hardcore porn. What would it be?
Hey, I need a 6-pack.
Expensive,
I'm sure there's a beer out there called that.
Yeah.
probably.
Thought we should
Well,
make one.
Well, if it was down and dirty, it might be a 6-pack of 40 ounces.
What
Ooh, could be.
would the ingredients be? That would be gross.
Sweat, pure sweat.
That's what
Gross.
Some sort of nut, I'm sure.
Gross. So
that was a good one.
it's gonna be a goza then.
Yeah.
Oh, a nutty goza salty beer.
What?
Goza
No,
is
salty goes in.
It's gotta be a goza then.
a nutty goza.
A salty goes in. You said nutty twice. Salty. If it's nutty, it'd be like a brown ale.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be a nutty goza, a brownie
Yes.
goza, brown ale goza.
Brownie
Something
goza.
like that.
That could be a
Whoa.
new style. It's the new
Hey,
style.
brainstorming.
That's right. We're
We're just brainstorming.
freestyling. Just freestyling.
Some brewers like, wait a minute, Nutty goes. we can make that.
That's gonna
We
be
can make that.
across the states all around. Like, oh, we came up with that. I'm gonna put a little cut here.
What is that? What's the sediment in that?
Right, Trez? This was just like, yeah, 18, I'm out. And I was never looked back.
That's good. It was chunky though.
Did Mal say absinthe makes the heart grow fonder? Nice. Absinthe. Yeah. True absinthe.
I do enjoy an absinthe on occasion.
Yeah.
We
Just say like Mike Tyson, absinthe makes the heart grow fonder.
But I have not found absinthe to have a direct effect on
correlation.
whether my heart is fonder or not.
I don't know if I've ever had it. Doesn't it taste like licorice?
Yes.
Yeah, black licorice.
But you got to put like the sugar cube above it and like drip it into the glass and stuff. Like
Absinthe goes to like the same thing as like that Ouzo and Jägermeister type feel for me. Yeah. I could actually do Malort. I could do Malort before I would do absinthe or Ouzo
that's awful.
or Jägermeister. I would do Malort before those ones.
Before Jägermeister.
I used to drink the
Yeah.
I hate
Malort or
Now I'll do a Jaeger shot because you just drop it in the beer and you're gone. You have to worry about it. You just chug it out.
I didn't think
But-
Malort was terrible.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, there's other stuff worse. So yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be uptight, and Todd would go out when we first. I mean, couldn't drink yet either, so maybe that had something to do with it. I'd get mad at him if he was drinking
Well, not
too
legally
much
anyway.
Jaeger.
You couldn't drink yet. You were in Indiana.
He was well. I mean,
Not legally anyway.
Yeah.
which-
Yeah, not.
that was never like he'd drink too much. Oh, and then
Oh, that would never happen.
yeah.
So how old were you guys when you snuck into your first bar?
I never snuck. I mean, I was 16, but I was supposed to be like I
Or
had
she was
a
going to
date-
hot legs contest or hairy legs contest or something, wasn't it?
Where did
Hairy legs. What was this? There's a contest for hairy legs. Y'all get crazy in Indiana.
that bar?
I didn't say hairy leg bar. I said
Woo!
contest
It's a hairy leg contest.
or hot legs contest. Either one.
They're two different things. Two different things. Just saying, hairy legs and hot legs. Two
No, they
different.
are, but they've had them both around here.
Anyway, I was
They've had a hairy leg contest for women in Indiana.
No, for men, which is why she'd be there.
Anyway, I was 16.
Why do you acting like I'm so stupid?
You're not stupid.
Yeah, but you're acting like it.
So anyway,
You lived here as long as I have.
I was 16 and I went to the gay bar would let you in if you were 18. And
Okay.
I had a friend who was 18, so I took her ID and I got in. They thought I was 18, but then when I got in there, they gave me liquor. So I was 16 at a gay bar drinking liquor.
So 16 was the first time you snuck in. Okay.
But that was the only time I feel like I ever snuck in.
What about you, Mal?
Okay. I never snuck into a bar until I was 21. But my mother snuck me into bars when I was 3, 4, 5. She was a professional dart player, and she would bring me with her to the bars, and she would sit me on top of a pool table, and I would play with the pool balls while she played tournaments. And all the bartenders in Rockford knew my name when I was like 5 years old.
No.
So I didn't actually sneak myself into a bar ever. That wasn't a thing I ever did. When I was 21, I went out to the bar for the first time, and I went out and I had a few too many drinks, and I had a designated driver with me who took care of me, and I was very, very, very responsible as a young person. But
That's why you were getting nervous about going into Canada. You're like, I'm gonna have to tell them the whole truth till they ask me a question.
Yes, I can't lie. I'm really bad at lying. I'm super good at telling the truth in a tactful way without hurting people's feelings, but I can't frickin' lie to save my life. Honestly, I
maybe you
can't
think
make up a
people-
thing.
Are gonna that's the thing. You're afraid they're gonna ask you, so you put off nervous energy when they're not even gonna ask you. But then they're like, she's nervous, so I'm gonna ask her all the questions.
I know, Trez.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Agreed, friends. Agreed. I'm right there with you, friends. That was weird.
Indiana.
I'm not saying they didn't.
I'm not saying I didn't want. I'm just saying they had them.
I'm not saying that either.
Well,
Hot legs and a hairy legs.
What?
contest.
Hot legs.
what about you, Todd, sneaking into a bar for the first time?
I say
He's very responsible too.
You never
I think
snuck into a
Rod was
bar?
gonna say like 10.
no. When I was
No.
maybe in Florida on spring break, but I would have been 19.
Yeah, my dad just bought me Mad
That's not
Dog
bad.
2020, So
But then but outside of that, I hadn't really. What?
Mad Dog.
my dad would just buy me Mad Dog
Ow.
2020. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, I know how that turns out.
so what did I need to go to the bar for?
Yeah.
Mad Dog.
He's like, maybe she'll drink this. She'll never want to drink again in her life. Boy, was he wrong.
No, I,
Really wrong.
I snuck out his Goldschlager in his freezer, his Goldschlager
You would have
and his
Gold
hot
Schlag?
damn. Yes, he had
Yeah.
Goldschlager and hot damn
Think
in the
he'd still-
freezer.
Think he'd still drink it?
No.
So
What did you ever sneak into your like parents' liquor cabinet or anything as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
they
you did
had a
that stuff.
cabinet.
Or wherever they had the bottles or whatever like that. So
I did that once at a friend's house, and we put like 3 drops of liquor because we didn't know how much to put in. And one of our friends who had fallen asleep early found out that we did it, and she turned us all in, and we had to tell our parents what we did. And I never tried that again after that. Yeah, but I did drink at a frat house before I was old enough to drink.
I'll bet.
But
okay.
everyone was drinking at the like. You didn't go to the bar at my college. You went to the frat house, and they
Yeah.
had beer, and it was like, okay, fine. And so I did that, I guess.
Well, you snuck, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bar, but you snuck in it somewhere. You know, yeah.
Don't
There
act
was
like
no
you're
sneaking
embarrassed.
It
Don't
sucked to
act
get a
like
snitch,
that's
though.
not fun enough story. I mean, if you had fun.
Oh
you
yeah,
must-
it's a fun story. Yeah.
I had fun,
yeah.
but I never got like wasted or anything. I was doing a double major in 4 years, and I was busting ass to get through it. So I wasn't really a partier. I didn't even really start drinking beer until I'd say about 12 years ago, when I discovered craft beer, when I found out about Fat Tire. So I was kind of I liked scotch, but I would have like,
Ugh.
you know, two fingers of scotch once a month, maybe. You know,
I like Scotch.
I wasn't really a party person.
Scotch.
Plus, my roommate, who is also my best friend, we've been best friends since we were 6. She was type 1 diabetic, and she couldn't have alcohol because it made her sugar crash. So we just didn't do alcohol ever, like as friends. So it just wasn't a thing. I didn't start drinking until I was well past 21, like actually drinking, I guess.
Okay.
So
You know,
yeah.
I got a Fat Tire beer sign coming from Temu.
Fat Tire.
Is it the white label or
Yeah.
the original label?
Hell, no, it's a light up. It's a light up.
Oh,
It's probably the new one now, though.
probably
But
the new one.
light.
Yeah.
yeah, the flat tire.
Flat tire.
Yeah.
A flat tire or fat tire?
Flat tire.
Yeah. Good old Lindsay with the hairy
that's
legs.
probably,
Yeah.
Probably Fat Tire on Temu.
No, it's
Chris said I
right,
snuck
right.
into a strip club at 18 in high school. Found out I didn't like strippers
Oh, I did go.
No,
to
you
a-
didn't
or
like
stripers
stripers.
unless they were
Stripers.
painting. They wasn't painting that day.
I don't like stripers.
And true story, the 80s pay-per-view Mike Tyson fight. Tyson knocked the opponent out so fast we had nothing to do. My friend just out of Marines basic. I was 16, went bar hopping. A different time. Yeah, back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
When
You get away with a lot.
everybody
You get away with a lot of shit in the 80s. So
we used to get together and watch those Tyson fights. I remember one time
Yeah.
I got to go grab a beer out of the fridge and came back and the
He was
fight was
pretty
over.
as
I was
hell.
like, are you kidding me? I missed the whole freaking thing just to get up for like 10
Yeah.
seconds. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
this?
funny thing about the pretty as hell Trent said, but she was wanting the money. She was wanting those dollars.
You'll have-
In college, we were like the only floor in our dormitory that actually had HBO. Like we all got together and we got HBO for our cable setup. And it was the year that Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. And so we had all the news before everybody else actually got to see the fight in the dorm. Because we would watch it and record it, and we take the VCR tape down there and they put it in the main TV so they could watch it or whatever. And me and my buddy were like, we should be taking some bets right now because we could probably make a ton of money because we knew the outcome already, and we never did it, but we should have. Because we'd have took like, oh, we'll take Buster Douglas, we'll take him. We'd have made some money off of that fight. But yeah, back in the day, you couldn't walk away from a Tyson fight because you would miss it.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Before it's like, what do you mean I missed it? I was like,
yeah. But the funny thing with Trez's thing, because the first time we actually snuck into one was we have in New Jersey, they're called go-go clubs or whatever, but it's like the chicks are dancing, but they can't be fully topless or whatever, or things they're like shorts and like whatever, like basically bikinis or whatever like that and everything. But we were like 16 or 17 in college, in high school, that we snuck into one. And we were all good except for one guy that was just like an idiot. And he was pretty much like acting like a high schooler. Like the four of us, three of us were fine. But then he got caught, and then we all got put out because we all came in with him. Like we all got caught because of him. But I was able to go to the liquor store at 16 and get served with a fake ID. I was able to do that at 16.
We still need to get to Ohio to meet up with Trez and his wife.
Yeah. Indeed.
We've been talking about it for a year and a half, and we still haven't done it yet.
Trez, I actually cried when Mike lost to Buster. I thought the world would end. Mike was my guy growing up.
I like
Rob.
Yeah, he was my favorite too.
Robin was all in his head. Robin Givens had him out of that fight.
Yeah, it's always the woman's fault, isn't it?
It wasn't that case. Everybody knows it was Robin's fault.
Dumb Mike.
No man could stop Mike, but a woman, oh yeah, it happened. So,
oh, you know it sounds good, a grilled cheese.
You grilled cheese, and you got to do tomato soup with it, or no?
That's too much trouble.
I was never a huge tomato soup fan, though, but I would eat grilled cheese. Like I do grilled cheese and French fries, but I come to find out later, everybody liked grilled cheese with tomato soup.
Have you ever heard
Heretic Brewing Company?
Tornado.
Tangerine. I saw tangerine.
How's it spelled?
Could be. How do you spell tornado and how do you spell tornado? I mean,
is it Tornado or tornado? Tornado? Is it spelled like tornado?
Tornado's not a word.
I bet,
but there's a city called There's a city called Tornado.
It could
so
be
if it's Tornado,
it could be a spice. Tangerine tornado. Could be
spice
a
of life.
Tangerine.
Look at his face. It's great.
What's the ABV on what's the ABV on that one?
I'm just laughing because I'm glad it's not me and it's you this time.
It's 4.
Oh, that's a baby. That's a baby beer.
That's usually shit I would always say.
No, it's 9.
Oh, it's 9? All right. I like this. Shannon getting lit.
I know, right?
Jesus, this is bad news.
Who said it's bad news?
Me, tomorrow. Do these fancy beers not give you as bad of a hangover as the cheap beers?
No, they don't actually.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
It's the same hangover, but I can have a lot more of the cheap beers than I can.
I don't think it's the same hangover. I don't think it's the same.
I'll let you know
For me it
tomorrow.
I think you do just fine with this.
But I
No,
need twice as many of the shit beers to get to the same hangover. So
See, it smelled like an IPA at first, and now I smell the tangerine.
tangerine. It could be an IPA with tangerine.
But if I didn't see that it was tangerine, if I didn't read tangerine, would I smell tangerine?
Would you? That's the question. That's one of the things. It was kind of like I was watching a video earlier. And I think it was Dave's. I was watching one of Dave's TV, and he was reading the thing off of it. And I want to be like, don't read that before you do the beer because it gets in your head.
Right.
Don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why the blind tastings are so fun.
And that's what I was telling him. I was like, one of the things I wanted to do was like, don't tell me what it is. And I want to see if I can taste it or smell it or whatever. But
yeah, that's what you guys can do on part of your stuff too. one of you can wrap up a beer for the other, and they can do a blind tasting.
That was our very first one we got. We
Yeah.
recorded. We
See,
both
Rod,
went.
you missed that in Chicago. That's what we did. We did a blind tasting after I made everyone try the Malort, and nobody could get
Why?
any. Well, no,
Yeah, because your taste buds are screwed up after the Malort.
Yeah, they turned them on.
the blind tasting, Marianne and Chu chose different beers, and they brought it out to everybody, and everybody had to figure out what the style was, and nobody could do it because we had just done the Malort shot.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
was so funny. Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just wreck your palate and then have you guess a beer.
Yeah.
Exactly. I did it on purpose. I'm going to grab one more.
All right. Hooters has great grilled cheese. Many have never realized this. It took a bold soul to find out. You're welcome.
You know,
I've never been impressed with Hooters food though.
their
So
food is shit.
yeah, but I know some people like the wings. I'm like the wings aren't that great, really.
I mean,
I don't think so. Yeah, they're not. I never thought they were either.
if the food comes out hot and fresh, it's good. But that's the problem. It never comes out hot or fresh.
Yeah.
It's like half cooked, and like they closed the Hooters around here. They just like, is the one in Jeff still open?
Yeah.
Yeah, they closed the one in Clarksville.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one right here on the harbor. I've never been into it. It's like a 5-minute walk from my house, and it's just like no desire to really do it. The only time I went to Hooters in Cincinnati is when we had our fantasy football drafts. Like the guys don't want to have it there, and I'm like, why do we got to keep going to Hooters all the time? Like, so many other better places we have here. But they all Hooters, bro. Yeah,
You know, it's a thing, I guess.
I guess. But when I was like, maybe in high school or something, like,
Right.
or maybe 12, seeing people walking around with short tank tops and short shorts, and yeah.
That's what, when we were first dating, we went there and I was like, like thinking, oh, you just want to go there and see all the hot girls. I'm like, they're cross-eyed and have buck teeth. I'm like, what's the appeal here? I mean, remember we went.
That's funny.
So I was like,
I'm like,
what are you getting so angry? What are you so mad
Have
about?
at it.
What up,
buddy.
Craft Bruiser? Cheers, homie. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say,
I went
someone-
there in Miami, not in Clarksville, Indiana.
Like Hooters isn't even a requirement anymore when they hire.
No,
Yeah, you're right. No kidding.
they did offer me a job when we went there. We went there when we were dating. The wait was like, "Hey, you got a job?" Right in front
You
of
see,
us.
because they were stacked in your favor.
Yeah, so they, now they're like, now I'd be a good, I would be a good ad for a tummy tuck if I didn't have my bra on, and then it would be like the before with my bra on, and my belly was big because my boobs are hanging down there, and the after would be me like plastic surgery. She got a boob job and a tummy tuck. They didn't bother to do anything with her face, but we got that belly and that boobs taken care of.
Just a cross-eyed buck teeth, right? She's like, you like that? Cross-eyed buck teeth, you like
Hey,
that?
everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got their
Oh, God. Oh, 2 hours late? Nope. Like I said, you're always on time if you're here. So anytime is the right time.
Just like when Rod was born on his birth certificate.
With time, it was the right time. I mean,
That's born at the right time.
that was right there. Mark in the house. Cheers, Mark. Great to see you as well, my friend. And now that Mal's got a beer, I'm going to get me one more beer before we close down in a bit.
I love
And
one
then
more.
Mal can share her beer while I go get mine, I guess.
All right, I have North Fifth Brewing Company Stegosaurus Oatmeal Stout,
Yum.
6% ABV. So yeah, malts were 2-row flaked oats, chocolate, C60 Munich, and the hops are Magnum and Centennial. And it's also in conjunction with Melvin Brewing Company. So North Fifth Brewing Company with Melvin.
You said oatmeal stout?
Yep, oatmeal stout. Stegostautus oatmeal stout.
You're all like on a dinosaur, like.
I know these were all from the same pack. They were all from Lazy Dog Brewing Company that does collaborations between different breweries. And they all have a theme. So this was obviously dinosaurs. But first of all, that color is really pretty. Look how pretty that is with that glass. Look at that. Look at that. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's a stout.
That glass is awesome. That's a pretty glass right there. Right? Look at that.
Look at how pretty that is.
Best
Look at that.
is right there.
That's a good glass. Hey, check out the links down below if you want to get a glass like that too.
But the flavor is nice and light. It's not overly heavy on the mouthfeel. Little hint of chocolate. Little hint of maltiness, but nice and easy drinking. I like this one a lot.
We had a beer on one of our mock beer reviews, and it was so pretty. I held it up. I was like, it looks like a sunset. Remember that one? It was so pretty. The color of it looked like a sunset.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I can't
Why was it a mock beer review? You should have put it on the channel.
No. Hey, we're just...
Sunset is good. I described stuff as sunset before.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful.
I figured I'd go big on the last one. Well, I say go big. It's only a big can, but it's only 9.5 ABV, which is...
Oh, that's it?
That's session. That's yeah.
That's what...
I mean, I am drinking whiskey and stuff, though, here, too, Shannon.
Yeah, that's true.
But it is the Great Lakes for Vivacious, which I've had before, double IPA.
I'm getting all jumpy to protect himself there.
I'm not getting jumpy.
Whiskey.
She attacking me. I'm like, but I am drinking whiskey as well.
Right.
So
I'm down.
Miss, I started with a 9, and now I'm on a 12, and now I'm back to a 9. And you're like,
No, I was like, what is a big beer? What's okay, so I'm used to 4% something. Like, what ABV do you consider that's a high ABV in a beer? Because I consider 7 high.
For me?
Yeah.
12.
Probably 12, probably 11, 12. I mean, I can sit here and it's funny because I had last week, my nephew was here and we went to the baseball game. I know Todd saw some of the stuff and I shared some of the videos. So then we're like, you went to the restaurant, you went to try to drink with me on the beers and stuff because he's 25 now or whatever. So we're drinking beers and he had a couple and he was just started to get glazed. And I'm like, give me this, give me that. He's like, you're still drinking? I'm like, this is nothing. He's like, how do you drink that much? I'm like, it's called tolerance. You're nowhere close to where I'm at. Then we go to the ball game and I'm knocking back other beers over there. He's just struggling. He goes down to a Corona because he has to get back down to the beers. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the streams and lakes you're used to, right? So he went back to Corona. I'm still over there drinking big IPAs and all that kind of stuff. You're not ready for this, dog. You're not ready. You can't step up here yet.
Craft beer people don't understand these, man.
It's I just keep rolling. I'm like a shark. Once you're going, you keep going because once you stop, then you crash. So you just keep rolling with it.
I'm feeling I still represented okay at this last get together. I think I still represented the smaller body frame being able to keep up with the big dogs. So I feel good about it.
I did not represent well.
No, you did not.
Yes.
We're like, where's Shannon? We're going to that one. She's like, oh, Todd, she's not coming to this one. She's staying back at the thing.
That's what I learned about that get together.
Which TK was down for a little bit too. Yeah.
Me and TK were on the same level. I mean, I feel like he went to bed earlier than me, but he slept as late as me and he stayed in. But I did learn
right.
I would do different.
You see what I'm saying, Mark? It's just a small one, 9.5.
Yeah.
I would do differently.
19.2 ounce can. It's a little one.
Well, this is beer number 7 for me today, so just saying.
Yeah.
I will.
Over time.
Because I'm all about the moment. I want to suck it all the joy I can. So I stayed up late. And I was like, I'm still going. So, but next year I'm like, no, I need to. I missed out on so much because I drank too much the night before and I slept in. So I'm
But we got to do the boat ride to the falls.
Oh my God, yes. That was.
I loved that so much.
Yes, that was amazing.
I'm so glad I went on the boat with you guys. And
I know, me too.
You guys, but Alan wasn't on your boat. He was on the other boat, right? Alan didn't ride on. Yeah.
He was the boat behind. We didn't know where he was when we got on the boat. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And Mal had a sweatshirt on, and it was 90 degrees.
I always have a sweatshirt on. I'm always cold. I'm like a lizard.
You're just haven't
Give me
hit.
a hot rock in the sun, and I'm still not warm enough.
Yeah,
I lived in the Caribbean for 3 years and wore sweaters.
I envy
Like,
you.
there
for
is
that.
no warm for me.
I get like I'm
Mm-mm-mm.
always get hot. When I get too hot, I get cranky, and I don't like to get cranky. So
I will
like when
say,
you're cranky. You're funny when you're cranky.
if you
Oh,
like
you're
if you like
not cranky.
Oh, don't say
if
that.
you
don't
if
say
you
that.
if you like tropical IPAs, you definitely want to get this one if you see it. Tropical
almost-
juicy.
I almost
Pineapple, mango, melon. You want to get this one if you like tropical IPAs.
Melon?
I drank that on your show
Yeah.
about a month ago, I think.
Did you?
Yeah,
You liked it?
it was good. And I almost picked
Yeah.
it up today.
Yeah, it's a good one. That was a Raw J deal. So when I got them
I
now.
noticed. I went in our bookstore today, and they had like most of all their stuff was in like the 4-pack boxes. So they didn't have many individual stuff where you can just take, pull off the tab and take a can.
Well, they had these in the 19.2 that we get here,
Okay,
which
yeah.
I do see the 4-packs. I don't see the 6-pack bottles as much from them anymore.
Yeah.
So a
Yeah,
lot of
me
the
too.
breweries went to can, which Mal knows. A lot of them went to cans and a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
I think it's more cost effective. I like them in a can personally. I think
Well, I know
it's
the cans
much
is
better to
sometimes
keep the
they-
light out.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I've seen more now in like the 4-pack boxes. Where it used to be the tabs
Yeah.
on top, where you could pull it off. And now you got to buy the whole box at our store.
So are
Instead
they
of
all the
just-
same beers, or are they like a
No,
variety
they're
pack?
all the same. It's
Oh.
just
Well,
Yeah,
the-
the only thing I hate about those is like some people they date the cans and they're in the box. You can't see the dates on stuff.
you're
Not,
right.
not everybody puts the dates on the outside of the box. That's what
Mark-
breweries should do.
It's true, but a lot of breweries are trying to be a little more conscious, and less use of plastic is generally better for that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the cardboard, I mean, it compost. I mean, it'll go, but the
Yeah.
plastic lasts for freaking ever. So a lot of breweries have been trying to, embrace the
Sustainability.
the sustainability. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That was the word I was looking for.
Oh yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm saying like our local liquor store now seem to have more of those than just the individual where you can just pull it off and take one. Now you got to buy a 4-pack and not individuals if you want one.
And
So
So
it's-
you can't
That's all.
because to your store you can't take them out of a 4-pack box, right? Like if it's
no.
If it's in the box,
see
Right.
at our store we
Yeah.
can take them out of a 4-pack box and they would take the rest and sell them individually. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. see, I
But
don't
one
know
other
why you
thing,
couldn't do
it's
that.
cheaper to print information on cardboard than it is to print on those labels.
Mhm.
And it's more cost effective for a lot of breweries to do that as
Yeah.
well.
Which is
So-
why a lot of them should print the date on the outside of the box, but a lot of them still have it on the can on the inside. It seems so.
yeah.
Just put barcodes.
Well, if they were doing that to start, then yeah, they would keep doing it because they have it programmed into their canning line. But if they were going to do it,
New, yeah.
then they would put it on the box. So it's coming. It's coming. I mean, it's still a growing, evolving industry. So there's a lot of things that could still be improved upon.
We've been evolving for a long time now.
Well,
that's
what
every
it's
industry is
about.
evolving in one way or another.
Yeah.
Well, some industries die though.
True.
Rod,
True.
Yeah.
that's- We're all trying the best we can.
We're trying to what?
We're all trying the best we can.
Yeah. And there's a song. Isn't there a song? Sometimes your best isn't good enough. Wasn't that a song back in the day?
Sounds exactly like where you were going with this conversation.
That's such a Gen X song right there. We're trying to be our best. Yeah.
So what, now that I'm starting to really get into this craft beer stuff, I'm like, I
Mhm.
want to go back to Jungle Gyms. I'm like, is there a
Oh
better-
yeah.
Is there a better place to go for a wider selection of beer than
Not in
Jungle Gyms?
not in that area. No.
Probably not around here. No.
No.
Like, we should cash out our 401k and go to Jungle Gyms.
Oh, you do some damage. Jungle Gym's is like one of the best places. Well, it is the best place I've ever been to in the Midwest, but Zagat has as one of the top 5 in the country to buy beer. I don't people go to Jungle Gyms. I've seen people go to Jungle Gyms, not even shop. They just go to Jungle Gyms to drink beer on tap there in the little tap section. They don't even shop. They just came in to drink some beers, maybe grab an Euro because there's like the little grill across from it. You got to go to Eastgate. Eastgate is better than the original though.
Yeah.
You want to go to the Eastgate location.
I've been
We've been to both of them.
Yeah, I went. One of my best friend's 40th birthday. She wanted to go to IKEA and Jungle Gyms. Never heard of Jungle Gyms. This was years ago. Like, I think it was like her 40th. So this was like 8 years ago. And I'm like, you want to go to a grocery store like 2 hours away for your birthday?
I've been there and never even seen half of it. I would just go straight to the beer section. That was it.
And Todd was into the craft beers then. So I'm like, well, I'll go over there and like try to find some stuff that he might like or whatever. And I was like, this is in the beer section alone is as big as our grocery stores here. And then, I had no clue about any beers. And then we went back and I've been to both of them. I can't remember the difference.
They're the same.
But
sort of.
But now I'm like, oh boy. But I don't know if this is good for me. Like, I might
like it'd be overwhelming you too much. As big as that store was.
It will be overwhelming.
Well, not just the beer. I'm just saying the store in general.
I remember they had an ostrich egg. You could buy an ostrich egg.
You could get an ostrich egg there. I remember that.
Like $50 for an ostrich egg. I'm like,
they had a whole alligator just sitting there. It wasn't even. There's just looked like it was a dead alligator just sitting there.
I'm like, this is just too much for me.
It's insane.
But yeah, we need to go back. And weed is legal there now too. So we could go to Jungle Gyms.
So we go Jungle Gyms and then hit Trez up on the way back.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Yeah. For those that haven't seen Jungle Gyms before, give them a little taste.
All right, guys. Jay here. What's up? This is actually going to be a new series. I think I'm going to start doing on the channel on some of the locations where I happen to buy beer. So this is actually Jungle Gyms. We're going to go inside, check out some of the beer stuff they have to offer, and you can see how huge this place actually is. And see if I can move it a little bit in here.
Yeah, it's insane.
Here we go. The beer section here, which actually goes down for a few aisles, where you can see the people standing down there. Back over here, some things down there as well. Right up front here is like their glasses selection. Occasionally I'll come out here and I'll get some glasses from some of the breweries I like, which are actually well priced, as you can see here, from some of the ones being displayed. So a great chance to stock up on some of the glass collection at home. Not really much more than you might get at some of the thrift stores or some of these. So probably pick up
the glass prices are crazy they had there. It was just
how old
phenomenal.
Is that video?
Right, that's where I got that. What was that little set of
5 years ago?
Glass. That was like on
yeah,
for like $4.99 or whatever it was.
That was the Russian Imperial Stouts. Yeah.
I was like, yes, and I got one of those. I was like, all right, I should have bought
that
more.
Might be. I think that's it right here on this red area. I think that's the Russian Imperial Stouts right there.
Yes,
wow.
Yes, I think you're right.
All right, guys. So here is like actually some of
this $5.99 for Weyerbacher 4-packs. That is crazy.
Their deals type section. Weyerbacher $5.99 for the 23rd anniversary 4-pack. You see here on the beers itself, Golden Stout brewed with cascara coffee, coconuts, and touch mosaic hops, comes in at 11.1 ABV. So here's another deal.
Yeah, 11.
There you go. Russian. Look at this. Look at this. $5.99.
Yeah.
Let me blow that up there. Look at this. Can I do this thing?
No, because Rod was telling me that. I was like, there they are. Yes, I'm gonna get one. I should have got one.
$5.99 down from $20. That's a Rod J deal, folks. That's a Rod J deal if I've ever seen one right there. How long can you? And it was like, how long can you sell these things for? Like 12 years or something, too. They said it was crazy. It was crazy.
Todd still got the glass.
Yeah, I mean,
throw it away.
I probably would have broke it.
You probably would have thrown it away.
Limited
I've
edition.
never thrown a glass away.
I know.
but that's just the one area here. Where's this is when I got a little parched. I had to stop for a second because I was getting tired of shopping.
He's getting thirsty.
Now that place is like a whole.
I'll sit here enjoying
Right.
the Dogberry Supernova Imperial Stout. Nice chocolate,
so
coffee feel to the beer. One of our local brews. Delightful. Now to finish the shopping. So right here, we kind of have like.
You get parched when you're shopping in here.
Some of the Belgian beers. through this road here. Back around here, you have Europe, down to the
Oh my God.
UK, Craig.
So lined up very nicely. Back in
Oh.
here, you also have
Yeah, if you're a home brewer, you get the home brewing stuff back here.
You can check out some of the things there where you can pick up things.
Oh yeah.
Rod, how long ago was this
So you come
video?
down around here,
5 years.
start getting into some of the things like over here.
How many years ago?
Have some of the
5.
Asian beers as well.
5.
See some different.
5.
5 years. Can you hear me now? 5 years. Canada. This is Canada, my friends. A little Canada action.
I wonder if they have that IPA that I had in Canada with Brian.
Like, you like ciders? They got ciders for you too.
Yeah.
You got kegs? You want to do a keg party? They got kegs. We're still working down aisles. We're still walking. Going to Colorado? You want some Colorado beers? We got that for you.
And that was the cool thing. It was sorted by like state.
Yeah.
They have like a West Coast.
West Coast?
Let's go. Let's get in the car and go.
He's getting Uber
Set up all around.
$4,000.
Let's do it. We're going to spend that much in the beer anyway.
Well, with some of the different brews, some of the local
There-
beers.
Just so many beers.
Down through this way.
Somebody
But, you know,
beeping.
another thing I remember when I went there was they have like a separate part that's like glassed off, and it's got like wine that's like $1,000 a bottle.
Oh, they got so they had
Oh, they
the,
got-
the beer section there, and then next to them was the wine section. Then they got the huge cigar humidor.
Well,
And
then
if
they
you're
had,
like,
one whole little room of just hot sauces, like it was a whole.
oh,
big
the
room
hot
of just
the hot
sauces.
sauce section they have is bigger than some people's offices,
Oh,
like
yeah.
executive office. It just all hot sauce
It was
wall to
crazy.
wall. And the candy section is crazy too. So if you like candy, like they got everything you could possibly want. It's an international food market, but like you mentioned, the ostrich egg and like the fish and all kinds of stuff they have there.
whole
Oh my god,
head. Yes,
Yeah.
there was like a
Yeah.
whole head.
Yeah.
Pig head.
yeah. It's just like she won't even go with me when I go. Janice won't even go. It's like, you going to Jungle Gyms? I'm not going with you because she knows I'm going to be there for a
Honestly,
while.
I've only been in the beer section for the most part. I just get glazed at the other part.
And you
of it.
know
I'm
what
like,
else
oh,
they
okay.
have? You can buy a whole bag of Lucky Charms marshmallows. Just the
Oh
bag
yeah,
of Lucky
just the marshmallows. Just the marshmallows. Yeah.
Well, that's the perfect accompaniment to any beer.
Charms.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
get the marshmallows.
So, Trez, we're going to go to Jungle Gyms and we're going to swing by and have a beer at Trez.
Yeah, like Trent said, grab a few cigars, called it a day. I mean, there's cigar humidor. You could be in there for a while, just choosing what cigars
Oh,
you
no.
want because they
No
get so many
kidding.
good ones in. They love Jungle Gyms. Yeah, he's 20 minutes from Jungle Gyms where he's actually at there.
Even better.
Jungle Gyms has any olives you can think. Yeah, the olive bar. The olive bar is insane. The olive bar. If you're an olive fan, you'll be there for a while trying to see what olives you want. Yeah.
Those olives we had in Canada after those
Yeah,
chefs
Those
came,
were really good.
and all
Yeah.
night long I was just eating those olives, and they were fancy because they had pits in them.
Yeah.
And that salad. Oh my god, I was so sick. I got
Yeah.
so sick. I ate
They
all
were
those.
fancy because they had pits in them.
Yeah. My olives have pimentos in them.
Yeah. I'm not a huge olive fan. She likes olives, but I'm not a huge olive fan. But if you love olives, like they have some, like the jalapeno stuff, the blue cheese stuff, all the different ones they actually have. I mean, you could be going crazy there with
I
olives.
live for
I
a
mean,
blue
they're
cheese
sliced
olive
up on the pizza,
martini.
they're okay, but
Yeah.
not whole ones. I won't eat them.
So we'll go to Sam's Club, and they have these olives that have a clove of garlic and a slice of jalapeno
Oh,
stuffed in the
gosh.
middle of it.
Mm,
Oh
mhm.
my
Oh,
god,
that's really good.
so good.
Yeah. But then also in Jungle Gyms, like I said, you have like where the bar sits, where you can actually have like, I think like 18 taps or something there, at least the one I was there last. Across from it's like a little restaurant, like a little thing where they got gyros or burgers or whatever sandwiches. But then they have a sushi thing in the front. Like people come in there, they have a meal, they get some drinks, they have a good, like you're there like the whole day as an experience. Plus, if you got kids, you can ride the monorail around. They got a monorail that goes around the whole thing too that kids will ride. So
Yeah, it's great. It's unreal.
It's like you
Yeah.
live in Cincinnati's like, hey, you want to go on a date? Yeah, let's go on a date. Hey, let's
They
go
get
to
so
Jungle
Trent's on it. Trent's like, damn it, right.
I hear you, Trent. That's
You're going to
for
take
sure.
me to a grocery store on a date? Like, it's a 12-hour date.
Yeah, like 12 hours later.
It was funny. One of the funny stories from going to Jungle Gym. So I went there, bought like a ton of beer or whatever like that, and was checking out. And I had a young guy that was checking out, and he was just like, he's probably like 20 or 21, 22. And he's like, he's like, you got a lot of beer here, sir. Like, you know, like, wow, like, you having a party or whatever like that? Like, I do like the YouTube type stuff. And then he's like, wow, that's a lot. It's like, don't worry, it's all tax right. He's like, you can write this off? You can write this off your taxes? So I'm like, yeah, once you start to make a month. Yeah, when I make, it's part of the business that I do for YouTube. I get monetized. I get checks from YouTube so I can write off stuff I'm actually doing toward the business. And he was just like, I didn't know you could write off alcohol. How do I get into that?
Another story.
Yeah.
Got time for that. Yeah.
Shannon, if you do YouTube stuff, I can write off our whole trip to Niagara Falls. I can write off the places we went to. All that stuff was part of me doing this part of the business here.
Yep.
Sounds like a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all I do. I got Quicken. I just type in the computer. This is a business expense, business expense, business expense, and it's a computer program. And then you just put it right into H&R or TurboTax, and it just like puts stuff right in there for you.
Well,
I'm telling you, you might as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you might as well if it doesn't bother you. But I'm like,
I mean, if you want to pay extra taxes, then you don't have to. Or you want to take a tax break, it's up to you. I like to personally keep as much as I can keep, so I put everything in there I can. And if all I gotta do is push a button, all I gotta do is push a button and be like, "This was business event. I'm okay with that because it works out in the end where I'm not paying as much.
I love that for you, but like, I got pissed off at the printer tonight because I couldn't figure out how to do my label to send my package to Canada. So like, if I have to do all that shit to have a beer, I'm like, I don't even want the beer.
She's like, here, you mess with it. I'm like, okay.
Like, just give me my beer. Just
yeah. Tris, Vanessa's anchovy stuffed olives, so good. I never heard of those ones.
Amazing.
Yeah. Jungle Gym definitely the place. Yeah, Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati. Jungle Gyms was number 1. Number 2 was probably Party Source. And then
we went there when we went to Cincinnati with Eric.
Yeah. And then number 3 was probably Party Town over in Florence. Because they can get a lot of good stuff too. It was kind of like a Party Town was like a Big Lots of like Party Source.
And I'm Party Source with Joe and his dad.
It was like Party Town was like the workers' Party Source. Like it was a you had everything kind of there, but it was a little bit cheaper, a little bit more broken down. It was kind of like, we just put stuff where we put stuff, like it's not as organized as a little Party Source was. When you walk into a Big Lots and you just see stuff in the middle of the floor, like, oh yeah, whatever you like, go ahead and check it out.
How fun was that going to Party Source with Joe and his dad? And
that was the bomb. Joe told me when we were in Niagara, his dad still talks about that trip, like how much fun that we had when he was there. That was a blast. They should have paid us money actually, because we were getting people to drink all kinds of stuff when we were there. Yeah.
That was a little courtyard thing, whatever, and had some beers out there.
Quit bragging.
Yeah, it was a great experience. But no, Jungle Gyms. Yeah, people watch that video and they're like, I would never leave. Like, yeah, I mean, I think Craig watched. He's like, they can just tell me to cut the lights off and I'll stay the night there. I don't need to go anywhere. Like, it's just
they need
so
to
many good
open
stuff.
up a dispensary next to Jungle Gyms.
That would make sense.
Well, if it's legal in Ohio like it is now, Jungle Gyms probably has one connected to it. Probably.
Then you need to have a taco truck out front.
They need a resort. They need to just get a hotel, make a hotel resort next to it.
Well, you go up to Columbus, you can stay at Brewdog. They have the hotel on the brewery.
Well, we're talking about Jungle Gyms, not Brewdog.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, if you wanted to stay at a brewery, wow.
Okay.
I mean,
stay on topic.
Stay in your lane, right? Stay in your lane.
Screwing with my business idea.
Shannon working late night security at Jungle Gym. Like, I don't know why the taps are down. I didn't see anybody else here. I mean, I think it was okay. Must be a ghost or something around here.
What are you looking for? What?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Jungle Gyms is the bomb. That's just like I said, anybody gets Cincinnati, you need to put that on your list as far as any beer shopping. Pack up the car, bring it back, yeah.
Another funny story about Jungle Gyms when my friend wanted to go. So there's 3 of us. We've been friends. I've been friends with, I'm not going to say their names. I was friends with one of my friends in elementary school and the other one since high school. And the 3 of us as friends all together. And then, so my one friend wanted to go to Jungle Gyms, and then we went to IKEA, and then we went to this pizza place. And the one friend I've been friends with since elementary school, she was showing us a picture of her phone. She's like, look at this. And me and my other friend were looking, and all of a sudden this picture of her cooter pops up. Yeah. Like what do you call them when you
her Ben Schneider? No,
her Ben
was it
Schneider.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't supposed to see it because she was showing us a picture of something else, and then we scrolled too far.
Oh, Lord.
And me and my other friend, we were like, what the hell? And we dropped the phone, and it was just like, yeah, it was an ordeal.
She's like, oops, did I show you that?
Yeah.
Surprise. Oh, we got it.
She was sending a nude to somebody, I guess.
We got a cooter side in here. We got a cooter side in.
And the waitress walks up,
I'm gonna need the supervisor. We got a cooter side in on location at this point. Yeah.
Like, I love you, but I don't need to see all that. I'll be able to be free with her body, I guess.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need to inspect that cooter.
Oh,
Please pull that picture up again. No, go ahead.
Thing though, like my head is saying, "Shut up, Shannon," but then how
but your
my
mouth's
mom,
saying,
but your mouth's saying, "I gotta say what I gotta say."
my mom calls it Ben Snyder, but then when my dad talks about it, he calls it snatch. When he's like talking about the dogs, like she just puts her snatch all up in the other dog's face.
Yeah.
Oh. You know what, Vanessa? You camp in the parking lot, you'll be a rock star there because I'm sure people would love what you were cooking for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cream cheese stuffed olives, garlic stuffed, all dang good.
I don't know. Some people say this is probably why you should have one.
That would be a perfect camping setup. Yeah.
We need to go camping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a camping and you got a camper that you're going to be camping, I would go camping in that. Again, I'm just not doing a tent. I'm not getting outside any vehicle or
You're such a
hotel,
whiner.
or a cabin or hotel room. We talked about this earlier. We don't do well in the woods. We've seen the movies. We know how it happens. They say they're a movie. I say they're a documentary.
There's another part to the whole thing. So it's like, that makes sense. I get you, right? I get you. Like, why would you want to risk it? Why risk it?
No, it's too cliche now. It's not going to happen anymore. It's too cliched.
There's been a lot of videos made of that, so why be a statistic?
Listen,
Yeah.
I can appreciate
That story had to come from somewhere based in the truth.
Right.
there's a little bit of truth in everything.
There's too much Hollywood that does it too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think it's camping unless there's a tent. It's outdoorsing.
I
I mean, people say camp. It's funny. We went to the Gorge one year. We got
I want to go. 'Cause
in Kentucky. Everybody knows what the Gorge is in Kentucky.
Gorge, yes.
Yeah.
Red
Everybody. Yeah, when you say the Gorge, everybody knows what it is. I'm sorry, Mal. I didn't break it down for people outside of Kentucky or Indiana or Ohio, but Red River Gorge. But we went there and we had an actual little cabin area, but then people around us where we were at had campsites. So they had campers. Some people had a tent. Because she always said she wanted to go camping before. And I'm like, you have no idea what camping really is. I mean, you know what camping kind of is, but you've never done camping. And we have people had a tent outside. And I was like, that's actual camping. And she looked down there and she's like, nope, that's not for me. Like, we went to tent.
I love hearing you say that
Yeah.
that's actual camping when it's
Yeah.
not actual camping.
It is when you're in a tent.
No,
People outside of us were in a tent.
Actual camping, middle of nowhere, sleeping bags.
They had sleeping bags.
Trees so that you don't have
that's more roughing it than camping.
Oh yeah, and that's what you and I do.
Well, see, that's different. I'm not even talking about roughing it because that gets even crazy out there. Because then it's like, then when you're roughing it, you're out there like, if you can't catch anything, you're like, I wonder if this berry's healthy or not. Can I eat this berry? I mean, is it poison? Like, you don't know. That's roughing it. That's when you're like, just roll the dice and see if I die. That's totally different level.
And the face mask comes out with a knife and chases you around.
15 pounds of pressure on a kneecap will pop that knee right out of place. You're good.
Not on Jason. Not on Jason.
Yes. 15 pounds of pressure on a kneecap will pop it right out of place.
They even had the Friday 13th in New York when he went to New York and he was fighting a black guy that was a boxer and he still had no shot against him.
He didn't aim for the kneecaps. That was the problem. He was going for the face instead of the kneecaps. He did it wrong. Nobody can see if they ain't got knees.
Well,
I've been, when I was, and I know I've probably told this before, but you always talk about boy and fried bologna all the time, so I can repeat myself. So when I was
talking about all the time. I didn't mention fried bologna once here. Now you brought it up.
Now you have. So.
How are your curtains doing?
So when I was
cooter?
Curtains.
Oh, curtain. Oh, I think it's a cooter.
The curtains. Yeah, the curtains.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah. We got them from Lowe's like 10 years ago, and I still love them. But
so does everybody else, apparently.
Yes. So when I was a little girl, our vacation was camping. We had like a little speedboat, and we go to Lake Cumberland. And my dad, which isn't a vacation for an adult. Now I look back and I'm like, how my dad did this. But it was a vacation for the kids, but not the adults. We'd pack up all the camping stuff. My dad would pack up all the camping stuff on our boat. We go to Lake Cumberland and we'd go on. It's a big old lake, huge lake. I think it's like the biggest lake in Kentucky. Now I feel like Trump. It was the biggest lake in Kentucky.
It was the big. I'm talking about the biggest. I'm talking about the biggest. It was the biggest. The biggest lake.
So anyway,
this lake was so big.
So we take the boat and we find it.
It's unbelievable how big it is.
Squirrel. So we find a camping spot up on the bank of the lake, and we had tents. We had like a little propane thing. We took our baths in the lake. We dug a hole. Shut the fuck up. My dad dug a hole and had one of them little, like a 5-gallon bucket put over the hole with the toilet seat with a tarp wrapped around it. For the week, we would rough it on the banks. No electricity, nothing. And I loved it. Some of my most favorite memories ever.
Yeah, that's roughing it. That's roughing it. Why would you need the bucket though? Wouldn't it just deteriorate? You just cover the hole back up.
Well, it's just a place.
It makes
to
it easier to sit.
Just easier. Because I'm thinking of like when I was in Scouts and we went camping, you would dig a hole, but you would just
squat.
Yeah,
pinch a loaf, squat and pinch a loaf and move, and then you cover the hole back up or whatever.
Easier to not squat.
Yeah. Because there was like, we did it as a family. Like there was like probably 8 of us. Like my uncles, my aunts, my cousins. We'd go onto this kind of a big shore, and we'd all have our own tents, and and then we'd have like a common area where our fire and our little kitchen was, and then up the trail a little bit, they'd put the bathroom, and so
you went that away from the campsite. Yeah, you went that there. Yeah. Especially on a hot day. What the?
Yeah. But it's some of my favorite.
That dinner's hit me.
And then it was called.
I told you shouldn't have made eggs for breakfast. What?
My mistake.
So we'd camp on this little place called Jamestown Creek. And so it was like a little cove. So at the end of like the area, my uncles would set up like the fishing line and the like little fishing lines off of it and set it up. And then like the next day they'd go back and see if there was any fish. And they'd get the fish. If we caught any, bring it back, skin them. We'd grill them on the fire. And it was pretty cool. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely have a good time doing it and stuff. Don't get me wrong. You know, I joke about it, but like as a kid, I went on camping trips before. But yeah, to the point now, I'm just like, it's going to be a cabin if I go anywhere outside. Like, I'm not laying on the ground. I'm not doing it. I'm like, fuck that.
I mean,
55 years old. You better give me a fucking bed.
Yeah.
Y'all can be outside. I'm going to be inside. No air conditioning.
I mean, I don't want to do it for more than like 2 or 3 nights. Don't get me wrong. Now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Shit don't move like it used to back in the day, right? So it's like
And
that ground is definitely harder.
I need an air mattress.
Yeah, that's the big thing there too. Oh, that's nice, Vanessa. Large RV. She wants us to get like an RV or do some stuff like that before. I'm like, I'm not trying to drive a big RV all over the place, but
Yeah.
And finding places to park it. Oh god.
yeah. But you have like a lot of RV parks, right? Like around the country, but it's just like
there's a lot of them, but it's just a pain in the ass. I mean, even just backing the damn thing up whenever you go to a rest stop or anything, like just dealing with the camper thing. That's why you and I chose the van life when we were doing our Midwest tour, because we didn't want to deal with the camper aspect of it, you know?
Yeah, I'd rather do the van thing. Yeah.
Downsize and make it the van, you know? And that's why our new vehicle, which we just bought, is big enough for us to sleep in, because we don't want to have to deal with a camper and the backing up and the parking and the extra fees and the draining and the all the stuff. Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
So we have the brewery, which you went to, Mal, Our Lady of Perpetual Hops.
I like that one.
Yeah, and they're on like a route called Harvest Hosts. And so a lot of
Harvest Host, yeah. Chu and I actually looked into being representatives for them. Like, we applied to be representatives for them and to travel around. They didn't choose us, but that was the thing we looked into.
I've met a lot of people that are like in RVs. We've met a lot of people that
I know
are
it's hard
in,
to believe, isn't it?
RVs and stuff.
Yeah.
That when they're there, I can always am like, "Are you Harvest Host?" Because I can just kind of tell if they're not like
you could tell.
People, and they have RVs and stuff. And we met this one couple, and they have an Instagram channel called Answer the Call, and they had this. It was a van. And it was like outfitted, so they didn't have to like haul the separate unit behind them or whatever. And it was just like a van that was outfitted with. And I'm like, that's the way I would want to do it. I don't want to have to haul something behind us.
When they both work remote, so they can just travel
and
everywhere
they had a dog,
while they were working,
they have met up. I've followed them on Instagram, and they've met up with a bunch of other people, and they were in Arizona, like the Tetons or something like Tetons. Is that I can't remember, or Sedona. But now they're like in a huge group, and they all just kind of travel together.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Cool.
See, Trez remembers. Like we make mental notes when shit happens. Like Jason went to New York. He fought the boxing dude. The boxer knocked his head off. I mean, Jason knocked his head off. It was like, yeah, we don't get out there. It's just like, you know, you can't be messing around out there. Which is it was pure comedy because he was still chasing the kids from Crystal Lake. Like when they were in New York, passing all these other people, he was focused. Jason was focused on who his victims were. He could have slashed anybody else, but he stuck with the Crystal Lake kids because that's what it was about, you know.
No, he had a goal in mind, and he was very confident in his goals.
That determination.
Your plan, like he had it all sorted out. I mean, we got to give him a little credit because honestly, the tenacity of him, like he's spot on. There is no lack of focus.
And speaking of horror movies, who taught Michael Myers how to drive? He was in an asylum. Michael Myers was Halloween. He was in an asylum all that time, but
good question.
He got a car and drove back to Springfield or whatever, like Did someone teach him how to drive in the asylum? Because he didn't learn how to drive there. I'm sure learned a driving course from the mentally, being. I mean, he was too young. He went as a kid. So who taught him how to drive? Nobody ever explained that in the Halloween movies.
Not that hard to figure out.
Just saying, plot holes. There are plot holes right here.
He learned on his
Hey,
own.
there are plot holes in every one of our lives. So let's not be so hard on Jason.
maybe he took an Uber. No, they didn't have Uber back then in the 80s when Michael Myers was driving. He was driving the station wagon looking for what's it called?
That's
Jamie
gonna
Lee
be-
Curtis.
It's gonna be the
Yeah.
next.
Again, this is how we get back to the
Jason
people.
45.
I'm telling you, it's all about tenacity. No one had to teach him how to drive. He
Tenacity,
figured it
yes.
out because
Yeah.
he had to get to her. He
Yeah.
knew
Big
what his
drive.
goal was, and he figured
This-
that shit out.
This is all back to the whole believe in Gilligan's Island shit again.
Hey,
Most
right.
horror movies start out robbing it for a couple days on, right? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like what? Like why would you go to somebody? You don't know people at these houses. Why would you go over to the house? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just yeah. The house is broken down. I'm not asking for help from anybody. If somebody has a broken down house, I'm not asking them for help because apparently y'all can't afford to fix up your own shit here. Why am I going to ask for you for help? You walk by that house. You don't go to that house.
See, everybody wants to talk about Jason and they want to talk about Michael Myers. Nobody wants to talk about Freddy. I don't know nothing about Jason or Michael.
Freddy
but
didn't
I know
drive.
about Freddy.
Freddie just came in your dreams. Just don't go to sleep.
Yeah, just don't go to sleep. You're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Well, he tried to do that in the movie and it didn't work for him. So
Johnny Depp, first one, yeah. Well, Kevin Bacon was the first one killed by Jason. You know that? Kevin Bacon, Friday 13th, was the first one killed.
I've never really watched Friday 13th or the Jason movies.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or
the first
Michael
Friday, the
movies.
first Friday 13th was pretty good. The first Halloween was really good. So yeah,
Yeah.
but after that, the sequels start bringing it down after a point where it
Yeah.
becomes comical. Like, yeah,
Until it was 3D and they had the little paddle ball.
the 3D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3D. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
We bought a 3D TV, and we still have it. It had, and we had the glasses you put on them, but they had like the little like button. They were like battery powered or something. Like they.
You know
weren't
what?
just
You know what would have been a good 3D horror movie back in the day, but they never did it. Would have been Phantasm with that little ass ball coming at your eyes. That would have been freaking people out.
Oh, yeah. You said Phantasm?
Phantasm would have been
Yeah.
crazy as a 3D movie.
about Mickey Mouse.
That would have been messed up.
No, that was Fantasia.
You mean
Or no,
it's a whole different movie.
Phantasm.
Phantasia's not the same thing.
Or Phantasm was the horror guy. Was the old guy? It was Phantasm with the ball that would come at your.
I
Yeah.
was 6 years old. My dad, my brother, and Pat used to go to the drive-in. They used to go
What was
to the
it?
drive-in to watch that shit. I was like,
Fantasia was the singer or the Mickey Mouse movie. I can't.
Mickey Mouse with the
With the wizard
broom
thing. Yeah.
Mickey Mouse
Korean
copied off of the
buckets.
other movie.
and the hippos.
And if you look at the old Fantasia movie, because we learned this in advertising class, there's a part in the movie where he like does a thing with the wands or whatever, and there's like sex or something happening in the stars, and people
that's
miss
what
it.
they
But it was
say, like, all that
subliminal.
stuff's got
Yeah.
some underlying shit to
Yeah.
it.
Walt Disney had some shit going on. That's another guy that had some shit going on supposedly
I mean,
back in the
if you
day.
look hard-
No
if you
doubt.
look hard enough, you're always going to find something.
I mean,
Oh,
Never land my ass.
Oh.
What? No.
weird conversation we got ourselves into, guys.
Chemical deodorant stabler helps the sewage stay controllable. Yeah, well, as long as everybody has that there, yeah. Put it underground.
How did I get
Yeti
lost?
bucket, thick plastic bags were great, yet I'm using it as a porta potty. Yeah.
Hey, you do you.
You gotta have something for the funk.
Yeah. Lime.
I just remember the Boy Scout. We had the little shovel. You had to shovel the hole so you can, in case anything, you had to go. First, most of the time, I held it for the whole weekend. I don't even think I went in the woods. I just held it.
stay with you, right? I'd be like, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, held it for the weekend.
Then you'd be so back there, be like,
Jason in Manhattan, right? Just Jason, like, yeah. And people were like, "What the fuck?" And they're getting out of the way with Jason's walking, like, but Jason's like, I'm not even worried about you. I'm not even worried about you. Yeah.
I'm not even worried
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah. People are jumping out the way.
Rod, do that again. He goes, I'm not even worried about you. I'm not even worried about you.
Like when it seems the Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger when he like has to go in and fix his face, and the one black guy's like, God damn, he just goes to the side and Arnold Schwarzenegger walks by him.
You know, Vanessa says Jason in space was funny, but I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Leprechaun in space was funnier.
Well, they put Hellraiser in space too.
Did they really?
I don't know.
Oh my
Yeah, they
God.
had a Hellraiser where he came back in space.
Hey, did you know they put Alien in space?
Alien's back with Alien Romulus right now. Yeah,
Oh, it was in space.
like-
yeah,
Never
it
mind.
was in space. Alien Romulus is about to come out.
What was the
I do
movie?
like the Alien. I do like the Alien movies. I'll give him that though.
It was a movie.
Candyman.
No. It was a movie. It was like
Mike Myers was self-taught. Sorry, Shannon.
maybe it was just called The Gate, but there was
I
this
love
movie
it.
in the
Love
80s.
it.
The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp
No.
or Seventh Gate.
Hey, would you just let me tell the story?
I'm asking. There was a title, Seventh Gate, and there was a movie Johnny Depp did. It was a horror movie.
Maybe. I don't know, but there was a big hole in the middle of the hallway floor, and there was all these like little tiny demons, like a bunch of them. They look like little gremlins.
Are you sure it wasn't just dreaming this?
I mean, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, it's possible.
Let's
but
see. Oh, it's called The Gate. It's from 1987.
The Gate.
It's called The Gate.
The
The Gate. Yes. Watch that shit.
The Gate.
Slogan ever. Watch that.
1987. Okay. Watch that shit. You watch that shit.
Why don't they put that on all the movies now? Like every
I
movie
know,
coming out.
right?
Yeah.
Watch that shit. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I am sold.
How would you rate this movie? I rate this movie as watch that shit.
Steven Dorff was
A movie that's a freaky movie to watch from back in the day, Serpent in the Rainbow. That was one that was a freaky horror movie.
Which one?
Serpent in the Rainbow. That was one. That was back in the 80s, I think, too.
I think
Yeah, I don't think
Return
I've
to
ever-
Oz was the scariest thing I ever saw.
What was it?
Return to Oz.
Yeah.
I thought you said Pocahontas. I was like, what?
No, Return to Oz had Fairuza Balk, who was the main girl in The Craft. It had her. In
Oh,
it,
yeah. For
which
reason.
was
Yeah.
really little.
She was the
And,
one in the one with Adam Sandler, too. Right? Was
Yeah.
that the one that was his girlfriend that
Yeah,
that liked him? Yeah. And the Water Boy.
but when she was really little, she played in a movie called Return to Oz, and it had Dorothy in a mental institution, and they were trying to link her up to like get the electroshock,
Oh my god.
and she ran away with her pet chicken, and she ends up in a world where a lady takes off her head and changes it, and there's guys on hands and knees on wheels, and they're like, it's the freakiest movie I ever saw. Like, just I saw it when I was 8 years old. I snuck out of bed because I couldn't sleep, and I watched this movie called Return to Oz with Fairuza Balk in it. And the next day, I was telling my dad I couldn't sleep all night because I watched this thing, and he didn't believe that I snuck out of bed. He thought I just dreamed it. It was 15 years later when I found that movie again. And when I found that movie, I went to him. I said, "You're going to watch a damn movie with me." And then we watched the movie. And I said, "I told you I saw this movie, and it fucked me up for years." Seriously, Return to Oz, starring Fairuza Balk, was one of the most effed up movies I ever saw in my life.
I know the movie Return to Oz. I didn't see it, though.
It's so.
But Serpent in the Rainbow was in 88
See?
Oh, yeah. Then just
when it came out. How about a horror movie where the characters wake up with Jason, Freddy, Halloween, and they're all standing around your
The
bed?
Gate.
I'm like, what's up, fellas? Is there a party going on? Yeah.
And it's got a 6.0.
I think they're actually working on a new Freddy movie too right now.
I wouldn't
Hey,
be
I'm
surprised.
not asking you all to watch The Gate.
Phantasm, fun watch. See, Vanessa knows Phantasm.
Phantasm, yeah.
Yeah.
Just watch
Hellraiser,
the
Pinhead, and
trailer.
the Goonies. Yeah, doing the cube, the cradle. Food grade bucket and plastic bags. My brother laughed when I told him my components for the porta potty are
No,
food
you just
grade.
dig a hole and then you put the dirt
Porky's
over.
3 would have been a great 3D movie.
Oh,
Put your
God.
eye out. Yeah.
Yes
No.
or yes. Yes
No.
Mike Myers homeschooled in the asylum. Homeschool does wonders for some. Yeah. Man, I love this show. Always great. Yeah, we try to have a great time. But yeah, Mike Myers, yeah, learning how to drive, teaching like who taught driver's ed at the mental
That's a
asylum? That's
good
what I want to know.
We can make it a sequel. We should
For
write
which
up a
one?
script and send it to Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's stuck in the dirt floor and serpent in a rainbow. That shit was crazy. That's a crazy movie.
Serpent in the
Serpent in the
Rainbow.
rainbow. Yeah.
Bloodsucking Freaks were difficult to find. It was banned for some years. I finally got my local go-to video place to get a copy.
Dang.
How was Long Legs with Nick Cage? Oh, I heard about Long Legs. I have not seen it, but I've heard about that one.
it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. 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 I'm scared to watch it.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's the
heard-
one
I heard-
that's the one that just came out on Netflix, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the same thing, Trez. I heard it's like creepy as hell.
I'm actually glad you said that because I want to write it down so I can watch that. I love a good horror flick.
I got on my list to watch.
Hey, watch The Gate. Watch The Gate. I just watched the trailer again.
I pulled it up on Google. I'm like, the gate don't look scary at all. 1987.
It's got a 6.0 on IMDb, and it's from 1987. So
Well, it's no Stand By Me, but I mean,
What'd you say?
Oh, I love that.
it's no Stand By Me. I'm just saying.
well,
Me.
but you know what? The scariest scene in Stand By Me, it was the leeches.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awful. Actually, you know what? I didn't like the junkyard Doug when the sick balls. That was the guy in the junkyard. He would tell the dog to
Oh,
sick
yeah,
balls, and it would
Yeah.
chase
The
the
ball
kids.
and
I was scared of dogs at the
Yeah.
time, so yeah.
The only dog movie that messed with me was Cujo. That
I was gonna say,
motherfucker.
so you didn't like
Cujo
him,
was
Yeah.
a messed
did
up
you?
one too.
Yeah. Which the only dog I've ever got bit by was a goddamn Saint Bernard. Imagine that.
Ah,
Stephen King tried to tell me. He tried to tell me, watch
He
out for
warned
these
ya.
fuckers.
He warned you.
And then a year or two later, I got bit by a Saint Bernard.
That'll take a chunk out of you, Saint Bernard.
Yeah, he got me on part of my ankle. I was basically like 7/8 into the door. He got my ankle hanging out last.
He's like, damn it, Cujo.
Yeah.
Were you
So
Oh
trespassing?
man.
no, I was actually at one of my friend's house, and the dog knew me from like being a puppy. But so many kids have been teased in the neighborhood. You know, as dogs get older, they start to forget stuff. And if it's not something where they see you all the time, they don't remember
I
you,
would like
and it's
to know-
kind of like,
I'd like to know where those people were because they're not kids anymore that teased that dog. I'd like to know how their life turned out. I bet not very well.
nah.
Right, all in
You know,
jail.
a funny story that happened one time before we sign off here in a bit. It's kind of funny, but you talk about like the kids teasing the dog. So we were out at a convention in Arizona one year. This was like back 2010, 2009. And I was like there with my manager and we were kind of talking about stuff. We were kind of poolside because people were kind of relaxing. It was like a conference or whatever, right? And we're talking about old stories and talking about he went to a Catholic school growing up, and it was just like how the boys would torment each other. And like the kid would get grabbed, they put him in a trash can, they beat the trash can, all kind of stuff like that and everything. He was telling that story. This old guy was next to us. So this old guy gets up, he takes like a few steps over as he's leaving. He's like, he turns to my friend there, and he's just like, you guys were the worst. I was one of those kids in the trash can. I was one of those kids that you banged on the damn thing. Blah, blah, blah. And he's just reading a riot act to him. And he's just like, if I find those kids nowadays, I want to kick their ass. And my boss was just like, never thought about it like that. You know, it was kind of like, you know, what do you say type thing. And it was just like kids growing up. But I'm just like that dude with a whip chair. I was like, that dude with a whip chair ass. I'm like, oh my boss. But it was like, you never think about that. And I think about it because you said like, you worried about those people that tease the dog or whatever. But like, yeah, you did dumb shit when you were kids and stuff. But
Yeah.
I gotta admit, at the time it was sad, but it was also kind of funny because I'm just like, I never seen anybody get like that offended. Like I never met anybody like, 50, because this guy was like, this guy was like 60, 70 years old, right? I'm like, I never seen anybody like 50 years later still have that pent up frustration about when, and then you feel like, well, I guess that was a bad thing. I never put anybody in a trash can. I'm like, you did. I never did that.
That doesn't surprise me.
I put somebody in the trash can.
Yeah. I mean, we did other stuff. I never did that. Yeah.
Part
That's
of
my cousin.
Oh,
I put
well,
Teddy. I put Teddy in the trash can. Me and little Jerry put Teddy in the trash
Well,
can.
that's different though. It's your
Yeah.
cousin.
So part of Chu and I doing the channel and stuff was to help my self-confidence a little bit. I spent a good, I'd say 15 years not letting people take my photo. Because I spent 6 years when I was young being called horseface on a daily basis.
Oh,
That was
No.
my nickname at school was horseface. And people would neigh when I walked by. And
those people.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I wasn't one of the popular kids. I had a small group of friends that were great friends that I'm still friends with. But yeah, I spent a lot of time being very insulted by a lot of people. And when I spent 15 years not letting people take my photograph, especially from the side, because I was always worried about this and the chin. Like I had a lot of personal issues about it. So when Chu and I started the channel, all of a sudden I was on camera and I had a hell of a time with it. It was really, really hard for me to like be in front of a camera and like talk to people. Obviously now I'm a lot better about it because I've come to terms with things.
Yeah.
That helped a lot. Like I
Yeah.
faced my fear and I got through it. But I was a mess early on. Like I had no self-confidence at all. And now I feel really good about myself. So it took
Yeah.
a long
This
time
is
to
excellent.
get there,
Yeah.
but yeah, like those things that happen when you're a kid make a big
Right,
difference.
yes.
It's
They
true.
do make a difference. They do. Yeah.
So yeah.
I was never a popular kid in
But
school,
if
so
any
I
of you
mean,
I
ever
wasn't
neigh on,
either.
if any of you ever neigh on here, I might have to click off. Just saying, kind of there. Just
That
so you
will
know.
never,
no,
never happen.
Yeah. Just saying.
no, no,
But there's a,
no,
there's
but
a
it's
part of me that still feels it, that still gets nervous
Oh, for
sometimes.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
And that's
yeah,
And everyone
hard,
goes
like,
through
with-
different things, you know?
yeah. With us doing our videos, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, you pick yourself apart, but like
You do.
I'm older
Yeah.
now. I'm kind of like, you know what?
You
I'm
should
not
have seen
ready.
me editing.
Yeah.
You should have seen me
Yeah.
editing those first few videos.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I was editing the hell out of them because I was like so freaked out about myself, and it was just yeah. But you know,
Yeah.
you figure it out, and
well, I
once you're
mean,
at a place where you know who you are, and you're like, no, fuck those people, and then you're fine. But
And it's also, I
ish.
kind of
You're
feel
fine
like
ish.
we're at the age now where it's like we know our most important thing isn't how we look anymore.
Yeah.
We know we're worth more than that. And it's kind of like, listen, if because I feel the same anytime I'm watching a video back, I'm like picking myself apart, but I'm like, you know what? It's not for I'm not for everybody. And if people just want to watch my video for how I look, well, they're screwed. You know, I'm just like, I'm here for the people that accept me, and the people that don't, well, then I'm not for them. They can find somebody else.
yeah.
You know?
I mean,
But
that's
it
what you
takes
gotta
time
do.
to
Yeah.
get to that point. Like you don't get to that point when you're in middle school and high school.
No,
You
figure
are
that
right,
out
yeah.
later. But
Yeah.
once you get to that point, it's great to an extent. I mean, honestly, I
still
still need a
always
little liquid courage to get up in karaoke, but you know, still, it's.
Yeah,
Shit, all of us need the courage for that. That's like, yeah.
Well, I
That's
was
like,
a music teacher, classically trained in opera, so I'm really not too bad at karaoke.
right.
But I need a little liquid courage before I can do it, and that was my profession.
I've done it
You know?
twice, and I probably shouldn't have.
Who cares? It's
You
for
were
us.
bad off.
I know.
I still am a little anxious about if anybody releases videos from us doing stuff in Niagara. So like, cause
Right?
I don't usually karaoke or anything like that either, but it's like, you know, I'm just like, we'll see what happens.
Together.
Yeah.
We all do
Yeah.
it together. There's strength in numbers.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, we all go through our stories and stuff growing up, and in high school, like I said, I wasn't really one of the popular. I mean, I played sports for a few years, and that kind of added to some popularity, but it was kind of like I was never like the one, hey, you're the first person I thought of to come to a party type thing or whatever. Eventually it would get down to me. And when it came to gym class, I was one of the first kids picked for a sports team.
Right.
But outside of that, it wasn't much other stuff. And when I left, I was pretty shy in high school. I know it's hard to believe, folks, but I was pretty shy in high school and all kind of stuff. And I was reserved. And you know what I did when I left high school, when I went to college, I was like, this has to change. And so I met another friend, George, who was on our floor, my freshman, one of the first guys I met at college. We were on the floor getting settled in. We just went to all the girls' dorms and just started like knocking on doors and pushing stuff in. And then it's just like, hey, we're George, I'm Rod, blah, blah, blah. And it basically led to me coming out of a shell later on. Like, it was just like, because I went through high school when I was like kind of timid and stuff. You feel intimidated at certain points. So and it was in college. I was like, it has to change. And then it went there. And then it was like when I got to college, it was like, oh, you don't know Rod? You don't know Rod? But then it was just like started meeting all these kind of people. And I kind of did, but it had to be an active change on my end to actually do that. Right. Yeah.
But
which was fun.
But don't you all feel like, we might not have been the like most popular kids, but like I feel like when you are like super popular or whatever, you have a lot of shallow friendships, but you don't.
Oh, you definitely do. People definitely do. Yeah.
But it's just like when
I'm nodding, but I wasn't popular, so I can't agree with that.
No, but
I think it's some of the friends I had that were more popular later on. Like a lot of people around them were more the shallow type stuff, right? And when
you're actually yourself and you're not trying to be friends with everybody, you have deeper connections. Fewer connections, but deeper connections.
Right. So my circles were always kind of small but tight. It was kind of like
That's what.
So.
I had a handful.
But I have more. I mean, now I have friends that catch up with me from high school. Most of my friends are more. I was.
All right, Rod J.
Bros.
Oh, I'm back now. Okay, yeah. So. Let me get the rest. Get these other comments here. Cabin in the Woods, funny one. Cabin in the Woods, funny to watch. So. I told you guys a while back, Exorcist screwed me up a big time as a child. Can't watch scary shit anymore. Yeah, I know, like, as a kid growing up, when Exorcist came out, my mom and her boyfriend went, and they were like, he couldn't sleep for like 3 days after seeing that movie. It freaked a lot of people out back then.
Something true.
Yeah. That was like, but that was like back, 60, like 70 something, 74. So yeah. You look at the effects now, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, this ain't nothing. But back then, it freaked a lot of people. Planet of the Apes freaked people out in the 60s, they said, when they first saw that movie. So
because they didn't know, like, the technology.
They said the makeup was so good that it screwed people up, like watching it.
Yeah.
So it's to be on Armageddon. I actually still like watching Armageddon for some reason. What's a sad thing? I was watching some of the I didn't watch Armageddon. I watched the Bruce Willis movie I think it was Glass. It was Glass a few weeks ago, but Armageddon's been on lately. But just seeing anything with Bruce Willis in it now, it just makes me feel sad because Die Hard, one of the Die Hard movies is on. It's kind of like just knowing what he's going through. It's kind of sad watching him now. So
I'm sorry, what's he going through?
He doesn't know basically who he is anymore, and he's basically in a non-curable type thing where he's going to be basically dying at some point, and like the family that are around him, and they give him stuff to kind of remind him. He knows some things here and there. It's just a sad situation. It's kind of like seeing what he did for all that time as an action type role, and now he can't even do that kind of stuff. It's just like,
that's too bad.
No, and that's why I think
that disease,
assisted suicide. I don't mean to get too deep, but you brought it on, Rod. Assisted suicide should be a thing. You were talking about Bruce Willis.
Did I say assisted suicide somewhere?
No.
Although I agree, it should be a thing. I'm just saying. I don't know. I brought that on.
I know. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people who don't want to be invalids, and it makes sense because nobody really wants to be in that space.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree.
You're not enjoying your life anymore, and
your family's not
your
enjoying
dignity's gone, and then you feel like you're going to be a burden to everybody and drain every finance that they ever had. Like, if it
no one
me,
wants
I'm like,
that.
Yeah.
car because your family's.
But I don't think he's to that point yet because he's still walking around and doing stuff. But yeah, if you get to that point where you're bedridden and you can't do anything, like for me, I would definitely be like,
Yeah, like
I'm done. Just put me out. Like
deuces.
Put everybody else at ease. Like, don't come see me every single day and take time out of your
let
life.
me die
like,
with some dignity. Let me die with some dignity.
Yeah.
Do what you
Listen to
wanna
mom. Apparently, Trent's mom told him don't watch Exorcist, but he did anyway.
Yeah.
I was that way with Jaws. I was like, I wanted to see Jaws so bad as a kid. And my mom was like, you don't want to see this. She finally took me to the movie, and I was ready to go in 5 minutes. And she was like, nope, you're gonna stay the whole time. I paid tickets for you to watch this movie. You're gonna sit here and watch it. And I'm just like, the whole time, like, yeah. And being in New Jersey and going to Lake City every summer, I didn't go back in the water for a long time. So
I had the same experience with Bambi.
oh.
Oh, man. Yeah, that shit is
Bambi's
common.
mom.
I'm not gonna watch that either.
We had a lake around here that was doing
Old Yeller. People had Old Yeller.
Yeller. Oh no, Old Yeller.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Go eat a lake while you're watching.
Oh,
I like some good pea soup, Vanessa.
I've never. Isn't pea soup supposed to be cold? I love
No.
peas. We haven't had peas in a
that's
long time.
borscht. Borscht.
Yeah, the pea soup is warm. Like bacon's usually in it too.
Yeah.
At least the versions I've had. Yeah.
I would like
Borscht
to
is the cold soup. That's the
Mm.
cold soup.
Yeah, don't need to add to the mix for sure. You got to be careful there because some shit keeping you up all night. What's up, Kev? Cheers, my friend. Shark in the house. We got a shark sighting talking about Jaws earlier.
Yeah.
Basically unknown to most in high school. If you knew, you came for tutoring to pass your math and physics and chem class. Yeah.
My graduating
yeah.
class had like 100 people, so everybody knew everybody. Sorry, there was not an unknown thing that could happen.
We were like 100 something. We were like 110, I think, that were in our class. But
Oh,
it's like 106 graduated. So you're like, where's so and so? Oh, didn't make the cut.
I
Didn't make the
had-
cut this time. Guess they're going to summer school.
I had almost 400 graduating
So
class.
popular for an invisible person. Oh well, yeah.
My whole high school
Although-
was like 400 people. My
When you're
graduating-
invisible and you're not noticed as much, you can move through the shadows and people don't know what you're up to most of the time.
Yep.
You're off people's radar. Morgan Freeman do my speak on my
Oh,
video.
nice.
There you go.
That's the best one right there, yes.
Oh my.
Can we lurch in high school? I'll call you lurch. Well, Vanessa's tall, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm tall and I have a scar on my left eyebrow. I got very young. Oh.
Yeah.
Liquid Cougar. I'm still doing a study on that. It may take 40 years to finish.
What?
Liquid Cougar. I blame my PAs for making me do YouTube stuff. Liquid Cougar. Hey, everybody's got a question mark on the Liquid Cougar. Like, what are you talking about?
Sure.
Liquid
Is that a
courage.
beer name?
It's probably liquid courage.
I was saying
We'll see.
I would say so also.
I was at school or at work during high school. I was working when I was in high school after my turn 16. I did not to be home. Courage. It is courage. Yeah.
Was liquid courage.
After 12.
Yeah.
No, I was
but
cleaning.
now-
I was cleaning a hotel
Yeah.
room.
Rid Rod.
Red.
I was cleaning hotel rooms when I was in high school, and by the way, I would never wish that job on anybody. Ever.
Ooh, that does not sound fun.
Clean hotel rooms as a job.
Welcome to the Red Beer Reviews. Yeah.
We're J BeerVentures.
All Bruce Willis movies recently before you agree to stop working are hard to watch. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you're watching them and you're kind of know what he's going through. It's just, yeah. This is suicide. You decide when to end your life because you were down and out. That's difficult to
No,
foresee.
I think it should be like a terminal disease. Like you can't just be like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of living and doing it. Like dementia or
Well, in
terminal
this
cancer.
case, yeah.
Yeah, like
I mean, that's the whole thing. Like for me personally thinking, like people talk about like the Anthony Bourdain when he committed suicide or whatever. Or like,
Yeah.
I'm always like, no one decides when you come in. No one should decide when you want to leave.
Right,
If you think you've done stuff, people are like, oh, that's like, a coward thing to do kind of like that. And I'm not saying people should commit suicide.
No.
I'm just saying that's probably one of the toughest decisions to make. Like, you're not going to
Oh,
see the
for
people you
sure.
love. If you got kids and you decide to do suicide, you're not going to see your kids anymore. You're not going to see your parents
Yeah.
anymore. So it's not like a coward decision in my mind. I think that's a really
No.
tough decision for somebody to
that's-
actually decide to do.
that's kind of where the assisted suicide comes in. It's like, okay, so you tell everybody like, okay, this is gonna be my last day coming up. Like, do what you gotta do, say what you gotta do, and then be done. Like, not just suicide, and all of a sudden next day you like people don't know that you're not there anymore.
Mental illness.
But I get
scope.
But I get what you're saying. But I'm just saying, like, system, whatever. Like, everybody has an
Right.
idea. Okay, time's up. Let's
let's
go hang out and do whatever, and then.
I didn't like the Jaws movies either. I have fish
I
fear
never
now.
watched the Jaws movie.
Jaws movie was good. Jaws was excellent. You never seen Jaws, the first one?
Christmas story.
The first one's really good.
Yeah, it is. It's
After
excellent.
2 and 3, it's kind of like, that's drop off.
Now, as I was saying, we had a lake around here that was doing like a night thing where you just float in your rafts, and they were showing the Jaws picture out. Out in the,
out in the water, yeah.
Yeah, while he's in the water.
You don't want to see like an intense movie. Watch
terrible.
the movie Duel from back in the 70s that Steven Spielberg did, where it's like I think it's Dennis Quaid, and he's like he's driving a car against a truck driver they're basically going against each other, and the truck driver's trying to kill him type thing. It's like an intense. It's called Duel, and it's just like all an action-packed flick, but it's almost like a Stephen King type horror type story. But Steven Spielberg is the one that directed it. But it's just basically this truck tracking down this car this whole time, and it's intense like the whole movie. Like, and he's like he tries to get a break to try to call his wife, and then the truck like pulls up, and it's just like. You'd have to see it, but it was like back in the early 70s. I think it's Dennis Weaver. Dennis Weaver's the actor for it. Yeah.
What is the movie? It don't matter. I don't remember.
Bacon, ham, carrots. That's a pea soup. That's pea soup right there.
Mm-hmm.
One of the students in my class, I was hunted down the day before graduation because they were trying to figure out the top 10 GPA. I was ranked 4th, and I did not know.
Because you were just living your life, doing the best you
Living
could.
your life, doing what you could. Yeah. Bob won like child. Bob got the nickname of that. Too many suicides.
Yeah.
Suicide's tough for sure. I mean,
it's far more common than you would think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
the book report in high school and Jaws. She just gave me an F. She hated that I chose that, but what? Like, well,
I got him. Yeah. Now I feel bad.
I once had an algebra teacher in college. She gave me a grade. I had to retake the class. I think she gave me like a D or whatever because she got mad because I wouldn't do the homework. I'm like, why do the homework? I know the answer already. She's like, well, I got to see your work. Like, why? I know how to get the answer. I had algebra in fucking 9th grade. She was so stuck on me not doing the work.
Shark's funny. Just putting that out there.
Jaws was my uncle. He thought Jaws used to be my aunt. Yeah. And you're not counting that as a dad joke?
That made me laugh. I'm sorry. I thought it was funny.
That's weak.
You're weak. I'll give you weak.
That's definitely a dad joke. Why are you shrinking? Like you're getting lower and lower in your screen every time it seems.
Because I was leaning forward onto the desk. I'm sorry.
I know. It's just like,
I apologize. I was punching forward on the desk.
Don't you take her pity laugh, Shark?
I thought it was funny. I'm sorry.
I expect better out of you, Kevin.
I live with Chew.
You do live with Chew. But as Joe would say, that's on you.
yeah, right.
Oh my
Cousin on my sister on. Oh, wow, that's hard. I mean, but suicide is a tough thing. But I've just always been of the opinion that, I mean, you try to help people as much as you can, but it's like I hate when people always say it's. I kind of hate when people say it's a coward thing. I mean, I don't know. Some people might do it as an escape, but I'm like, that's a tough decision. I don't know. Who are we to put a label on how tough it is for that person is my thing.
Each person goes through their own thing. And
Yeah.
you don't know what's courage or weakness for each person. Like,
Yeah.
The biggest problem is that the highest numbers of suicide are happening when people are in their teens and they
That's what I
have
was gonna say,
their
what
life.
age-
That's where the problem comes in.
That's a huge, yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
you have young people doing it, like
That's exactly what I was going to say.
they're not to the point yet where they can understand that concept and
As life
the,
is
the
not always going to be
permanence
this
of
bad.
it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to them.
For the
So
stuff they're kind of going through, but then it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I see I see that kind of stuff happen. And I'm like, this might sound cold, but I'm like, we're the parent because the parents should be having these conversations with their kids and stuff too.
Yeah.
but
And
like
sometimes
for an
some
older
don't and some
adult,
won't. Some don't want to have stuff. Like some of the kids that do it are struggling because they're trying to find their identity, and some parents don't want to accept the identity kids are finding, and that's an issue.
yeah.
But
or
also,
some make them think that it's okay, and then the
But
parents
for
think
an
it's
older
okay, but it's
adult
really
who
not.
has
Yeah.
lived the majority of their life, has had their marriage and their kids and done all the things, and now they feel like they're not themselves anymore because they're losing autonomy, they're losing their ability to be themselves. Like
Right.
that's a whole different animal from
Yeah.
a child
Yeah.
being upset about a thing and thinking that's their only way out. It's a whole different picture.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just too complicated. Souls are too complicated for everybody to understand. We all have our own feelings and our own. There's another fucking gnat. It's not just one. I just killed one.
Is that the same one?
No, I just killed the biggest gnat in the house. We got a gnat problem.
No,
But-
Todd's still there.
I will. I'll spray this house down with pesticide, and we'll all
Die.
the gnats. And we'll
Be our
all.
last show right now. It's the last
Yeah.
episode.
Todd, you crack
He
me
told
up,
me to
man.
take care of the gnats. He didn't say.
The-
Where do you get pesticide from?
The gnats are all
I'll
over.
find some.
Well,
I'll remember tomorrow. So
Whatever.
we're going to go ahead and sign off right now because actually
Gnats.
went longer than expected. I tried to get this up for the podcast as well.
Yep.
oh yeah.
Was at the time frame, but I'm like, we'll see what happens. But it's always great conversation. It's always great fun to have these. So appreciate
Well,
you guys
that's what
always
happens
being here.
on Central Time.
Yeah.
Hey.
You guys are awesome. Everybody in the chat's awesome. And for those of you, if you haven't seen it earlier, I put a thing on the community page. You can connect with me on Discord. I know Vanessa jumped on the Discord server. So anytime you want to reach out to me, feel free to do so there. And if you're a member of the channel like Trez is, you can actually hit me with the special members group, which is going to have some new things coming their way as well. And if you're looking for different things, down in the link section, you can get the different stuff for the merch or other things. One thing I did add, if you're looking at non-alcoholic beer, I am actually now a Go Brewing ambassador. And there's a special link down there where you can actually look to go to Go Brewing if you want to actually look at getting beer from them. And if you put in J BeerVentures as a code, you'll get 15% off as well.
Ooh.
For those of you looking to moderate and not drink as much alcohol in between, which, it does happen from time to time, I will say, as one that has had Go Brewing, it's actually pretty good non-alcoholic beer. You can actually moderate and have some of their stuff.
It's really nice. I've been there and
Yeah.
done a couple flights from them, and they're phenomenal. Like it
Yeah.
tastes straight up. Like they do a really great job.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for a new channel coming your way.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and wait a second. Let me finish going through stuff here. So stay tuned for Rajay presents Todd and Shannon, who will be breaking out on their new channel. So we'll have that upcoming here shortly. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm trying to get them to get out there. They're still kind of working through some stuff. I'm trying to get them to just go in and do it. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Tad and Shannon or Shannon and Todd. I don't know if the official title is to the channel as of yet, but they will be launching their channel coming soon, which is great. First spinoff from J BeerVentures. So there you go. And we'll be supporting them.
It's called What's Your Beer? A division of J BeerVentures.
That's too long of a title. You can't go with that title.
No, our name is What's Your Beer? And
Okay.
be
The subtitle.
Hashtag.
at the end.
Subtitle.
No, not a division.
Yeah, it's a division.
A division of J BeerVentures.
So
Trademark
what's
with a little T and a circle around it at the end.
I like it. So what's your beer coming soon from Todd and Shannon, a division of J BeerVentures. Wow.
Love it.
I'm becoming a conglomerate. We'll see what happens from that, folks. So we'll keep building. Yeah. But good stuff there. eventually Mal will have some stuff coming out with her stuff too, with her and Shu. So stay tuned for that. But you can always catch her here on the channel on Thursdays for the most part that we do. And I think with that being said, I think we'll actually be out again. For those of you that might not have been earlier, I know some of you were asking me about the list. I will have another list at some point about other channels people should be checking out. I don't know if I'm going to do it now or later because I don't want to be too close together. But for those that I did put out there for the YouTube channels to check out, make sure you're definitely supporting those folks. Like I said, we want to get them to 1,000, especially Paul. Paul's like at 980. If you haven't subscribed to PA Brew News, please subscribe to PA Brew News so we can get him over to 1,000. Share his stuff out. Yeah.
Sure.
He's been there 12 years on YouTube and always putting out good videos.
Like every single one of them are so amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, that being said, we'll sign off and that's all I really got. But again, thanks again for everybody for being here. I've had a few to drink. Todd and Shannon had a few to drink. Mal had a few to drink. You guys had a few to drink.
We always.
So
do.
yeah.
On
So at some point, we got to go see the Sandman and get some rest so we can go back to work tomorrow. And then we can drink again because it's Friday. That's what we do.
Yep.
Oh, well, wow. I was going to say, what happened there? Little musical chairs. So that being said, we are out of here and we look forward to catching up with you guys next week. And new videos will be coming here soon. Cheers, everybody.